believe we're almost back. Starting to get the feeling we're near the edge of the forest now. To think it looked so just barely recognizable to remember that it was the same place, but a lot can change over time, it seems. Get it together, Elisande. Get it together. If you show back up after being gone for several days in a row, frowning, they're going to pry. It'll be okay. It probably will not be okay, but we can try. Right. Audio levels are fine, by the way, on the mic. I'm not sure if it's picking up fan or anything. It's gotten really hot in my room all of a sudden, so I had to turn the fan back up a bit. So please let me know if it's distracting, and I can always try to turn it down. This place hasn't looked any different since I left, but difference of a few days versus several years.
Excuse me, Elisande, isn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
Have you seen Kai around?
I'm afraid I have not. I just returned from a bit of a trip, you see, so I literally just got back to Leefside a moment ago.
Then it's no work. Please don't let me keep you.
If I do see them, should I tell them that you're looking for them?
Yeah, say it's not horribly important, but, I did want to talk to Kai.
Very well. I will. If I see them and I remember, I will point them in your direction.
Thank you.
Of course.
They take a coin and it's basically just 5 silver. That's all it is. It's just 5 silver. That's all it is. They could have made it worth 1 gold at least, but no. Fuck you. It's basically a slip saying, "Hi, I have 5 silver," for specifically this place.
What is all this here?
It's like buying tickets.
Merchants.
That's all you want to eat today on the call.
Oh, the person I was looking to sell the one painting to, but someone already got it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to speak. I believe it's Otto that bought the one that they were gonna show you.
T1, numbing one. A large
Show me
canvas.
It was
why.
a painting.
I see.
Artist depiction of the Great Burning. Unless you were talking about the other one that sold to Snowbound.
No, that is the one I meant. The Great Burning.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that would have been difficult to look at or not, but I will
Logor.
see.
That's your
if
name I overheard?
See them around.
If you could go to them and ask and tell them what you were looking for, we could look.
Thank you.
Right, price.
Vegetables that could potentially tie out to you, but ingots are they're heavier.
I feel like
borrow if
just
you
for
want
the
them.
sake of like, I feel like just
I have
for
a
the
little
sake
bit of an idea. It all seems to be tied to this lock. Like how pilots are using the wings to open stuff, but we don't want to make it
I should see if anything has changed with Quill's state. You would need to find them first. Not sure where exactly they would be at this time of day. Check in here first. Oh.
I'm going to be doing it. Hello. So yeah, just keep an eye out for him and make sure he doesn't cause any more problems. Aye, sorry, in the door frame.
I'm gonna inform the captain about this.
Bit of a wardrobe
No,
change on your end, I see.
I'll be honest, my immediate action is taking them
yes.
right this instant
Thank
for
you.
that, 'cause
I'm
you
sorry,
know
I mean,
exactly
what?
how
Thank
much
you for
of
noticing, I mean,
an
what?
icy is.
You look lovely, Layla.
So, I mean, if we jail him, he'll just break out, so there's no real point.
Thank
in
you
doing
very much. Sorry,
Keep an eye
sorry. I am very
I'll let the captain
concentrated
know.
on what's going on over here.
Cool.
One moment, if you want to follow me.
Alright, let's go.
By any chance, have either of you seen Jean Quill around? Quill? I'm not sure what they
Seen him
decide to go
around.
by. Are they
Not
I
here
ah,
recently, not in here, but wandering around
Gotcha.
outside. They had like, they had a big long white robe on instead of their armor, so be prepared for an outfit.
I mean, I mostly I remember their face better anyways, so that shouldn't be too hard. I just want to check in with them regarding things that we had talked about before I had been away on a bit of a trip. So I haven't been around the
Right.
last few days. You could say that.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
around this lock and how it's being positioned and moved. So if you start to loosen it or weaken it, it's probably weaker to age. It would probably start to push it forward. So my main thought is, rather than trying to spread it open, I'm essentially trying to use
Possibly elsewhere in town.
Just to put it in perspective, we bought them that painting for 6 cents.
No, never mind. Hold on. Alright, so hold on. I was feeling something very strange. Now it's taking a
What were you
lot of mana. It's exponential.
Are you willing to keep
Should I
going
pump
with you?
a bit,
Sorry, I just tried to move.
you so we can just
Well,
see what happens?
Mr. Quill, is that what you want to try?
Sure.
Alright
Here
then.
I was
I mean,
looking for you to see how things were going
I-
with things since I've been gone, and it seems like you've been doing a lot.
Don't you have a cure curse? Can't you like cure curses or something?
I don't know how quickly it would work on something like this, but given what we had initially found, I at least know what to target.
Quill, you feel...
Well, for now, we're
slightest
trying
bit
to
more
test. We're trying to test, because we found that whatever their affliction is eating mana. We're trying to find out if that is,
Because I'm monitoring. Why am I?
essentially, if feeding it dark mana specifically will, do something to it, because yesterday we had such a reaction. I'll explain it exactly later.
I was just
How
going
do you
to put
feel,
him to
Mr.
like a
Quill?
chair and just kind of extract an infinity. But that's besides the point.
You really shouldn't do that.
Nothing. It's
Do you
mad scientist
feel
shit. You wouldn't
different?
understand.
Otto,
Mr. Quill.
are you
I
still
feel
putting
more
out mana?
awake.
Yeah, it's just small amounts of mana, just like.
Right.
It is grabbing at more of it.
You greedy bitch!
Point that the amount you're putting out is being sucked up immediately at this point.
Interesting. That's roughly
where's that?
5% of my mana gone, and I have a very, very large reservoir.
You don't feel any different.
Is that a
Mr. Quill?
good thing or a
I
bad thing in
feel
your
more-
case?
Energized, I guess.
My
I
case?
don't know.
Yes. That
You
it's
feel energized.
5%.
Could you do me a favor, actually? Okay, I've got an idea. Do you want to stop and I want you to cast a spell? Outside, not in here. Outside.
No, do it on me.
Quickly,
I
let's
can
go. Quickly, let's go. Quickly, come on.
Maybe at least just not inside the library.
Do you know we're not causing a blizzard in my library again?
Again? What do you mean again?
Other things. Why don't you just go and attack a wall or something?
You know what? That makes perfect sense.
Try it.
As a government official, I'm going to tell you, if you break anything, you will pay for it.
I mean, sure, it's ice. What kind of damage can ice do to it?
I have literally seen an ice mage punch a hole through a fucking fortress wall.
Oh, you were able to bring it out quickly. You might want to move out the way, Mr. Wen. All right, go ahead. Try it. I want to see if it does more.
Ooh.
You have the accuracy of a wombat.
Hey!
What? That was an observation.
Well, there's that. All right. I mean, you feel more energized. You're able to use it. Was it felt more powerful than usual or easier?
I guess. It doesn't really feel any different.
Could you try one more thing for me? What does the tower mean to you at this moment? Try to think about it really hard.
I think you should smack them with a cure curse as hard as you possibly can.
I mean, I could, but maybe not while they're trying to think about whatever the tower is.
Something place.
It'd be funny.
Wait, you remembered it?
I don't know.
It certainly would be.
Still the... Okay. Well, that's kind of all my ideas. Do you want to
Now
try
we
any
get
of the
to
others?
strap him to a chair and explode him.
No, we don't.
Well-
We're not exploding him.
Why are we doing that?
I mean, we
We're
could.
not exploding him.
I mean, we could try
you
the
have a spirit that you have a contract with, that you have lost memories, and it's like that's what it sounds like. If you receive dark magic and then you have a better control over everything else, doesn't it make sense that that's kind of what's going on?
Kind of, yes. It's almost like you
Do
have
I
three
have a
elements.
I mean, there are some people that might be able to have a bit of a better chance of discerning if that's the case, but
Wait, did the curse grow after that?
we could find out pretty quickly. I could very easily look.
I think I might try to pull your curse into a light infinity.
What?
Here's the thing.
They're not very.
The curse is dark orientated, and the curse cannot, under any circumstances, consume light magic. Otherwise, you'd be dead. So, let's try this. Your curse does not touch light magic because it cannot mix. So why don't we just force that curse into the light magic so it cannot move, eat, or anything?
We tried to pull it, and that didn't go so well. Miss Ayla tried to pull it.
Did it?
Not pull it out.
Some of it.
Pull it deeper within.
What if, since I know about how about what it felt like before when I had analyzed it previously, I could try to use that magic to effectively chase it into the spot you're thinking of.
And maybe Miss Ayla can help
that's
channel it?
convenient. Saves me making a wound.
I mean, yes.
Wonderful. So, okay, you use your fancy magic to identify and catch it. You use your magic to manipulate
Chase
and
it.
move it. I will use a rune to obliterate it if I can get it in the right spot. That's or we can just leave it there and hope that it suffocates and dies.
Well,
What happens
what is the right spot in this case?
Real quick, what made you lose your memories yesterday?
Off topic, but by all means.
The miasma, Miss Chelsea's miasma.
To be
Okay,
honest, it's a bit hard to explain, but apparently I lost magic from Chelsea's dark clouds. But ever since then,
I don't have too much time now, but I was hoping that I can
True, we
speak
could
to you
talk it.
about
We could talk it in the library if you'd rather be private about it.
Sure that
about everything.
getting rid of any of your magic is not just going to make you one
Of course.
curses and runes that I turned around. That's about it.
Thank you.
No idea. I was sitting here the whole
because
time.
they're ice, so I think they're looking for someone that
I'll
has
find
dodge.
you.
You have things to do. I mean, don't feel stuck.
I don't have anything to do, but
If
I
you
have ice
put
fingers.
light magic, no, not light magic, excuse me. If you put ice magic in that twink right there,
But wouldn't it
it's going
just-
to be eaten. It's going to be eaten.
All right.
Yes.
I'm-
It's going to be eaten a lot,
Ezekiel,
I think.
Ezekiel, come here.
You're a
Come
definition
here.
of it.
Eventually they follow. Eventually they follow, or that's not.
Gwen wants to know if you need it for the experiment.
All right, Gwen. For now, you are unneeded. However, if I need you, I will come and get you.
What a conversation to get into.
It appears that I've been dragged into this matter one way or the other, even though I was already involved in the first place.
Push.
Push me through the doors!
Oh, well, you had to push. Did Miss Oda push you through? Or did Miss Elisande?
Yeah,
Oh, that makes sense. Alright.
Between Otto or me, who do you think is a more likely
So,
person to do it?
So,
do what?
The plan
Push
is
them
laid
through the
out
door.
to try to trap this bit of cursed magic into a specific space in your body and lock it up, essentially? And possibly
Well, here's the
obliterate,
thing.
but more lock it up. Yes, Kun?
Because of the
Explain.
nature of that spirit, well, not the spirit, excuse me, the living curse, it will not have any kind of light in its system. It will not eat light in any way, shape, or form because it just simply can't digest it. So, if we were to take that affinity, the living aspect of that curse, and try to just shove that or force the curse into being within that affinity, or, trying to be surrounded by said affinity, just to pull it, like, how you can draw magic from somebody. If you focus really hard, you can give it to people, right? Or like something like that.
Yes.
Imagine that, but it's
Essentially
somehow
trying to
reversed.
starve it out.
Exactly. And keep it there.
My
I might be able to use
my
a little bit
guess
of
with
spirit
this,
in a very
the-
specific spot in order to stop you from producing
I wouldn't
ice
do
magic.
that because if they're walking around, what we could do though is I could encapsulate it with your guidance to find it, and then with your rune I could charge a light rune that he could then carry around to keep it powered. Whatever I have going on in there.
My
Right? Is that
my
what you're saying?
guess.
That's possible.
This normally when I've done this kind of magic before, the curse isn't, for lack of a better word, alive. So I imagine that if it's being
You have
attacked,
not seen this little shit. Hold on, let me show you. something.
no, I've
Let me
seen
show you.
I've seen a little bit.
Here's the truth.
Oh, good.
It's a living curse.
So
He doesn't want to give you Steve.
Take it from me.
It's very
Take it from
living.
me.
Yes.
An anomaly specialist. Somebody who loves this kind of thing. He has a living fucking curse in it. It's not, well, technically it's
I
not
mean,
living.
I was there when you put
acts
it
like
into
one.
the jar the first time, and you called it
We put
Steve.
things in the jar. It's Steve. He was a good boy. However, Let's just see what happens. Let's just fuck
But
around and find out.
The thing that I'm imagining will happen is that since it's alive, in a sense, that it's going to likely try to flee the magic rather than stay put and get unraveled like most normal curses would. Which is why I'm imagining that it can be used to chase it.
A jar? You think it's just gonna go into a normal jar? Maybe a crystal would be a better idea.
It worked. It worked last time.
Okay. Well, I put it into a crystal.
jar.
Wasn't it in a crystal in a jar? The crystal was in the jar.
It was sucking on a crystal in a jar.
Oh.
I'm just gonna stay still until you guys tell me what to do.
I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
So,
Alright.
Taking things and putting them in a jar.
It's
quite simple.
Here's the game plan.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Rodo. Say what you
here's the
got.
game
Go
plan.
ahead.
So, Scar, what we are going to attempt to do.
Explain to us
is-
first before we actually decide to do it. Hold on, that's Amelia asking. We're not letting you explode this poor boy, this poor twink.
It's necessary.
I want to explode the twink.
The game planning character. Shut up. You like
So you were
suffering.
able to grab a hold,
And
you were able to grab hold, identify, as well as perceive the curse. Is that incorrect or correct?
I can.
Wonderful. You have light magic, right?
I sure do.
Lots of it. So we could flood aspects of the body or just the reservoir of his person to then starve the curse because it will no longer have ice magic in it. However, here's the thing: we could possibly gain the same results by completely and utterly stifling the ice aspect of his body and temporarily deprive the curse of sustenance.
Do you want me to drain the ice magic as far as we can and then pump him full of light magic to contain the darkness?
Yes.
Is that the order of operations? Okay.
Okay. Is that all right? That idea all right with you?
That sounds very
This
exhausting.
is your body
for
after
them.
all.
I think it's fine.
You're
but-
probably going to be very tired for a bit after this, I imagine.
Oh, very light magic or unbalanced.
True.
Oh, the light magic. There might be a little, actually, rather jolly.
If we can contain it, I can always put the ice. I can get the regular mana back in so they don't stay drained.
True. So, get on the table.
Do you want to attempt this, Mr. Quill, before we start?
Yeah, but I don't need to be on the table.
You don't need to be on the table. You want to sit down here. Take a seat.
Yeah,
Alright.
okay.
They never go with the
Are
fun
you
route. I don't
Both of you
understand.
ready?
They never do. Technically, if we took the fun route, there is a possibility of twink explosion.
Right.
So, unfortunately,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Stop calling me a twink!
All right. So, Scar. Now we've decided to
we figured it out.
Unless you want to go through it in your
Oh
mind.
shit! I need to start making a room. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh fuck.
I've got a
Go
couple
ahead, Scar.
clarifications for what.
Yes, please ask.
Yes, God, please decipher this riddle.
So first of all, within Warden's magic system, it is not an inherent part of the system to be able to share mana with other people. That is a misconception that we've been trying to clear up for a long while. You can get specific
okay.
abilities, but without specific ability, it is
She
not
has
something that anyone can just inherently do. Yes. I just wanted to
Yes,
clarify that because that's been something, that's a misconception that we've been trying to clear up for a while now.
Understood. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
But if
okay.
that makes sense. Okay, yeah.
And secondly, while yes, you can put mana in and out, Ayla, I don't think you would be able to
Target.
distinguish the types of mana. Yeah, I don't think.
Well,
But if we just drain a lot of it and then put a lot of light in from the outside.
No. So, this is going to require a little bit of channeling when it comes to the light magic aspect. However, I did empty a crystal today. So, how about instead of moving the ice magic around or anything like that, how about we just entirely deprive it from his system before the curse can actually get a hold of it?
So
Because I have this.
Drain him completely.
Yeah, that
I'm
would
gonna
kill
mana
him.
drain.
That would
So
kill
look,
him.
no. So let me explain something. There are two reservoirs. Well, there's like one reservoir technically. It's the whole thing. However, he does not have any ice mana. He doesn't have that reservoir. He doesn't technically have that affinity because this curse, that's the only thing it can eat within his body. However, the one thing that it cannot is the light magic. So, he is regenerating that ice magic, which the curse is eating. However, if we can get to that ice magic first, which will indeed make him more lethargic, make him a little bit more dumber than usual.
I think we can't specifically pull that now. We know that we can't specifically.
Well, we can specifically pull it with the wonders of runes, I think. Hold on. Skara!
But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily matter because I can sense right before it's too much and he's gone and then overload it with light.
And also, there's the thing to consider. If we want them to try to drain out ice so that it's not feeding on it, we could always have them try to continually be casting ice while we're doing this.
True.
That is true. How about we stack on those two effects?
Okay.
And see if we can deprive the curse in its entirety.
It's worth a shot.
And then you'll try to remove curse while I'm just like, what?
Yep, and it would basically be pinned between you giving them light and me pretty much attacking from the other side. It would be pressed up against a metaphorical wall. It wouldn't be able to get anywhere.
My theory is that it metastasizes to mana that isn't light. So if we can just completely starve your system of any magic that it can eat, then, well, whoop-de-doo, it's fucking obliterated.
Now before we
it's a good
before
idea.
we before we continue, Skara, is that within the system? Does that make sense to even do or even attempt?
The sucking out
Okay,
mana
so-
and putting in light.
So
or
essentially,
something different?
yeah, she'd be taking up as much mana as she can, draining him pretty deeply. Meanwhile, so we can deprive the curse of any food source. Meanwhile, she attacks the actual curse itself with her funny magics, and I don't know what Otto's doing.
Runes.
Oh!
Runes.
Maybe.
What runes? Okay, what are the purpose for the runes?
Something in VC real quick.
Okay, yeah, sure. And what are the purposes of the runes?
So this rune is just to be in tandem with the effect. Well, not the effect. Excuse me. This is supposed to be in tandem with the fact that he is going to be casting ice magic.
Basically, giving them a place to funnel it into.
Drain.
Basically.
Okay.
Yes, I am guaranteeing that there is no. Where is my hand going? Give me my hand back. There we go. I am guaranteeing that there is no ice magic in his system, whether it be through the method of casting, but also I get an ice crystal out of this if it happens.
And basically, once I would imagine I wait until some of his natural ice essence comes back after the curse is pulled, and then that way I can help recharge that. So I'll hold on to him and keep him alive, basically. Sorry,
No,
that's not a
it's
character.
fine.
Really
It's
terrifying
fine.
here.
He has light magic in him. He has light mana. He can.
You're not. You're like the little heart monitor, like boop.
Yeah.
Alright, and then so also
There's another thing.
Bell,
Shouldn't we also?
Yeah. Sorry, good. Are you good with all this
Go ahead.
that's happening right now? I'm just making sure because I know there's a lot of stuff.
No. Could we probably check if the curse got worse though before we do any of this testing?
I mean, I can do that. That's very easy for me.
It probably did.
Yeah, sure, we can do that. We can probably.
I can also do it if you want.
I mean, do it, but
Rock, paper, scissors.
look, that's kind of their thing. Let them do their thing. Otto.
Fuck. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good, wonderful.
There we go.
We gotta wait for Scar to get back from VC anyway.
See, I was just going to get a
Scar ran
sample of their
away.
mana, basically put in
Capo, because Capo has the knowledge of this curse.
Oh, are we trading GMs for this?
Magic man.
That's how you know shit's getting real.
When Capo gets involved with magic shit, yeah.
Every time I come back, Capo's always like, "Why are you always getting into random shit whenever you show up?" I'm like,
He says the same thing about Java.
Because I'm brave. I'm willing to blow people up.
I was gonna say we're weird. We have a weird relationship where half the time we're like annoyed with each other, and half the time we're like buddy cop trying to fuck up somebody at the same time.
Exactly. No, their dynamic is incredibly potent, and we can get just about anything done. However,
we also hate each other half the time.
We're just not aligned. We're just not morally aligned.
We're gonna try not to.
Do you have a backup character in mind?
Completely unrelated now. Completely unrelated now.
Okay, God.
Okay, I have to disappear for just a moment.
They're modeling.
However,
Yeah.
if you guys go without me, all he's doing is making a simple rune to if he was to focus on it,
give them
he
a
then
place
puts
to,
it
like,
into a crystal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
Yes. So here you go. Here's this. All you gotta do is when we start doing this is put the rune in your hand, focus on it, focus your ice magic into it, and then it will go into crystal. You understand?
We explain that. We'll explain that. Just
Perfect.
get out of here. Go. Be a gremlin in the corner. Be a creature in the corner.
Oh my God, he's
Creature of the
You
corner.
said you had to go, right?
he's,
Yeah, there he is.
he's Blair Witching.
Okay. Magic.
I don't know.
Science.
Magic science. Science magic.
This
Come
is
back
some bullshit. It's gonna
I
be
come
great.
back from a 3-day trip and I'm immediately just going into magical surgery.
Yeah.
For a while, and I was
Look.
busy all day last
You need to meet
night.
people.
Who the fuck
We
is
didn't
Peepaw?
He's
Is that the bear?
beloved Peepaw. No, the tree guy. The tree guy from the Vale.
Wait, there's another tree?
Oh, yes.
What? Really?
He's not
Another
tree. He's willow.
Finally, I can be shipped! I mean, what?
Con. I mean, hey baby, how you doing?
Ooh la la.
I'm okay with this. Come here.
Nah,
God.
you like trauma too much for me.
What the fuck? I like inflicting it, not so. I inflict it more than I receive.
No.
I will.
No.
I will beat you up.
No,
I have a
no,
stick.
you know,
I have a
section
stick.
and I was into it,
Listen!
Choke out Eden.
Listen! That was not my idea. That was Sophie's idea. First of all.
You still went through with it. I'm just saying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, because I'm a respectful role player and they asked for consent first, and I was like, you know what? That's okay if you do that. Because we
before you choke your friends.
Yeah. Anyway, God, I hope
Always
nobody
have a
comes
secret.
into the library while we're like waiting for God to come back, and they just come into this. We're just.
Oh my god, I'm concerned. There's 3 gods now in one of these seas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of God, here they are.
This is what happens. This is what happens. I'm sorry. Hello, Skara.
Hi, God.
Hi.
Hello.
So, is it possible?
Hi, God. Okay.
Java's over there in the corner. We know what his job is, but
Yeah, he's contributed his bit for when we started, but before we do that, it occurred to us that we should probably check if the curse got any worse from them doing funny, haha, dark shit with it. And I have the funny stick that lets me do funny magic, that lets me look exactly at that sort of thing. So I'm gonna do that now.
if you're down, if you're ready. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was gonna say, are we good to go?
sure
Are we
not
good to?
rushing
Are we good to finally break this miasma that's overtaken this corner? All right.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Let's should probably see a baseline. I don't know what all you were doing before we started this conversation, but let's see
We were
if it's...
feeding him dark magic.
To be honest, I would not have
His
exactly
curse.
recommended that, but let's see if that had any notable effect.
We'll explain why afterwards.
Alright.
So have you looked at Quill's curse with your ability before?
Yes, that's actually how we identified that it existed.
Okay. I would say it looks mostly the same.
So it hasn't, like, grown or otherwise almost, like, spread, in a sense.
It doesn't appear to have.
Alright. Well, the good thing is it doesn't appear it doesn't look like it's either spread or gotten bigger, worse, or anything. I don't know if what you did was enough to amplify it, or if it requires specific knowledge of what actually made the curse in the first place. Which
Maybe
is...
it has something to do with mana, like dark magic. Maybe it has to do with Vale magic. Miss Cece was from the Vale.
That was her ability.
But that's now that you're under there, we can worry about that after we do this if you want.
That would be a matter I would have to supervise them with if we were to go test there. Because I don't want to have to
let's
go
not try.
chasing anybody.
If we can
again.
stop the problem here, that'd be great.
Yes.
Oh, he's back. I think he's just getting back. Perfect.
I will go over
Alright.
to here.
Don't worry, calm yourself.
Well, Otto,
Okay.
now that you've sorted yourself out good, well, I'm not sure. Depends on your point of view. The stuff you guys were doing with the dark magic, feeding the curse, doesn't appear to have caused it to spread or otherwise get stronger or weaker. It seems to be about the same as when I last looked at it, which, well, was several days ago.
Well, that's the point of a curse. It's just to inconvenience you and make you angry. So I guess its only purpose is to deprive you of life. But they didn't consider that you had a light affinity. So whatever hag or witch that you belittled or betrayed,
Hey.
good on you for not letting him know that you had a light affinity.
But now...
Right. We're ready
we-
to try this then, Mr. Quill.
Yeah.
The runes are on the
Just
table.
for the sake of it,
You need
you
to...
will let us know. You need to let us know if you want us to stop at any point, alright? And we will. Okay?
Unless we're getting actual progress and you'll get what you want ultimately in
No.
the end, then we'll continue.
We will stop if you say to stop.
Oh my god. Sometimes it's your morality that gets in the way.
Alright,
No,
Ayla,
it's a
are
good
you,
trick.
Anyway.
are you ready on your end?
Alright.
I'm ready. You've got the rune. You'll be pumping your ice mana into it, and I'll be
Alright.
pumping you full of light.
Let's see if we can get a lock on this
Green Silver
curse.
says it doesn't work.
So I gotta put ice into this rune, eh?
Yes.
Yes, but
preferably sooner rather than later, as I've
essentially-
already started.
Go.
He's
go,
already
quickly,
doing that.
quickly. Wonderful. Now try to cast ice magic in the other hand.
So what is the...
If
Maybe not into his other hand.
So that rune is, you know how I've made runes to put your energy
He's trying to create frost in his
and
hand.
mana into a form that can be exerted into another form. So basically, an extremely rudimentary battery.
Facilitate
that's the rune that I
transferring.
made. Yes. However, I'm also putting it in a light crystal right now. So right now, it's putting all of the
Ice
ice
crystal.
magic that he's exuding into an ice crystal.
Okay.
And he's trying to create frost in his other hand.
So essentially he's trying to expend his ice magic in a natural way. She is, I believe, Ayla, I believe, is pumping him full of light, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
And I'm basically
Elisande.
chasing the... I'm imagining the curse probably is trying to avoid her magic because it can actually break it apart somewhat. And basically trying to, like, maneuver in a point where it gets trapped between what she's doing and all the infusion from them. So that it can't escape, basically.
I wonder if this is going to go horribly. It's supposed to take this long.
I'm being gentle, dude. Calm down.
Take a seat.
Add a little bit more. Add a little bit of amp.
No, take a seat.
If you try to just rip something out like that more, when it's something that's alive, that's a good way to just have it try to show some potential it had in wait in case somebody tried to tamper with the curse. Surely you know that they like to have those fail-safes in place whenever they do these sorts of things to people.
I do, but unfortunately I just don't want this to end. I want something to explore, to elaborate on, to refine. But if it works all together, then so be it.
Your hands begin to feel cramped.
Whatever you do, do not stop unless you specify otherwise. Might hurt a little bit, but that's just par for the course. I wonder what that saying means. Do we have golf in this universe?
I'm not answering you right now.
I don't even know what golf is. It's a Londinian sport.
They sound bougie enough to enjoy it.
I'm not
Else.
bougie. I'm contemptuous. You were visiting the apothecary after this. Make yourself something.
Can you focus, please?
This is
No. That's the
difficult
one thing I don't
to
do.
work through.
Are you making any progress, Miss Elisande?
I believe so. It's not... Nothing's gone wrong with it as of yet.
Miss Sailor, how are you feeling?
Doing good, just staying gentle. My reserves are pretty good, but just making sure that there's enough here.
Mr. Quill?
I think he's spoken to in his head.
It's
Elisande, can
definitely
you...
hurting my hands.
Are you able to tell
ample pain.
where the curse is in the body or not? I don't see anything specified about that on your sheet.
Between it being that her specific specialty and the level of sensitivity to scanning mana in one's body is at the highest level that we currently have any lore for, I would imagine that it probably is within her capability to do that, with it being this kind of effect. Open to interpretation, but I feel like it would at least be justifiable that she could probably figure it out.
For what's going on, if we look at it like a slider or like a bar, right now we want his ice completely gone, and then on that slider is a sliver of the darkness that eats that ice, and then we want that on top of the light, so whatever she puts in will fall onto the darkness, and basically, like, the guaranteed target here is the darkness, because we've pushed it up against the wall effectively.
Basically, the only thing that is
within
there
his mana pool
that doesn't line up with, like, all the other light.
Yes. So it isn't mixed into any other mana aside from its purest form, because it doesn't have anything to latch onto. Because he's exuded all of his ice magic. Hopefully.
Right. So, Elisande, I think you would be able to tell then that the curse is more present in his arms
Okay.
than it was before.
I can feel that it's migrated in some capacity. I can tell where
It's
most
likely
of
following the ice magic.
It's all in the arms right now. Do you feel any
Good,
difference
that's
there?
Yeah, that's probably what hurts.
That's
Barely feel my hands.
Good. It might be painful, but I implore you to continue.
It's basically then at that point it's basically trapped there between what's being infused.
It's following what's left.
Which means you probably have very little left to give. Which is what we want in this case.
Sorry, my cable's breaking, so it's being really strange about things right here.
I don't know what the
Ice mana
is.
is
What you mean by that?
slowing down.
Hmm.
And by the way, if this works, all credit goes to Amelia. It was her idea.
It wasn't. It was a joint effort.
Oh, well, sure. We'll go with that.
I don't think I can keep making ice magic for this long.
Well, just keep on trying. It is the direction that you're pulling your mana that matters, not the amount that you have.
And the fact that it's also
I'm sorry, I missed
isolated it to where we now know where it is effectively hiding in the pathways of your body, that makes it a lot easier to directly focus our efforts on that area.
That's actually quite a breakthrough, to be honest. Even if we don't succeed today, that's a good. It's good to know that we can direct it.
Yes, living curses seem to be very, adaptive.
It's
So taking that into
effectively-
advantage is a boon.
Effectively baited it there by drawing all the magic it can feed on there. And now it should be effectively getting trapped between all of this, saturating them, as well as what Ayla is giving him.
Come on, just a little bit longer.
Thank goodness I have a good mana reserve as well. This is the longest I've ever had to keep this spell going.
Well, it's really in there. It's dug into his flesh. It's also Steve. You know, Steve's tough.
I see.
Even if we don't
I
succeed
can't
entirely.
cast ice anymore.
Okay.
Just keep on trying.
He's passing
Just
out.
keep on trying.
Do you want to stop?
I know that you're on the verge. I implore you to keep on going, but if you
Amelia, if you could at
Can you
least
steady
try to
him,
be to his
Amelia?
side so that if he falls over that direction.
Yeah, be steady.
Yes.
just keep on focusing. Everything that you have.
There's no more.
Then if there is no more, then just keep focusing what you think you'd have, as if you would.
Right.
Flex an exhausted muscle until it can no
Try
longer go.
to give it a bit more of a direct push.
Full of mana.
Okay. Alright, we're getting into the territory where he could get sick at this point, I believe, so it depends on what do we do now? Do we try to focus a remove curse into his palms, or
I can certainly do that at this point. It's
Do
kept
it.
from
At
moving.
least take some of it if you can.
Alright.
Let me try something if you'd be so kind.
What are you trying?
I'm
What
gonna
are your
remove that
plans, sorta?
crystal. I know. Well, okay, then do your plan then. If it doesn't work, then I'll do mine.
I will.
Try it, Elisande.
Focusing it
I've
now
got you.
to where she felt it coalescing. If this does start to break it down, it may potentially feel painful in its own right. I imagine it's not going to be a pleasant experience to just extract that from how deeply embedded into you it's become.
Ugh, one of these little particles just went up my nose. What the? Ugh.
Not a fan of the light?
No, I'm not a fan of the light, considering it doesn't mix with my very being.
I suppose I know
At
how
what
that
point do we
feels to me.
stop? How do we know when we're done?
We wait.
I think they'll be able
until
to
we're told.
feel the curse
Until we
being
got
lifted.
If I can feel
Wait
it
until this
break
changes.
down, but if you start to
Hold on.
feel anything
hold on.
in your...
John? John Cole.
Do I need to back it off?
No.
No.
Okay, we're going.
Alright.
They're in pain. Just keep on going.
Stop.
Stop.
Nope.
Stop.
Alright. Okay. Oh, that is a lot more mana than I usually use at one time.
Give you a second.
How
Catch
do
your
you...
bearings.
How do you feel? Other than probably dizzy?
Like you were ripping my body apart.
Unfortunately, that's kind of, par for the course when it comes to that kind of curse. Either way, this little light crystal, well, not light crystal, this little ice crystal, we can put it back into your, well, hold on. We should probably get a new one. It might be tainted. So, we're going to get you another ice crystal, and you're going to put a little bit of that ice magic into your system, and then we're going to try and identify whether this curse is still within you.
If you have the magic for that, still.
I should. It's a lot more... It takes a lot less effort to just look at
Alright,
something
just
than
take
to
a second for now.
magically attack it.
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna drain
go
him
on.
up just so he'll be able to absorb the ice magic because he's full, but he's not sick.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm going to...
Are you alright?
I'm going to take a bit of a seat.
I'm sick. I'm alright.
You didn't. Were you feeling poorly before we started doing this?
Yes, since last night, I just didn't change that. Don't worry. Okay.
Be right back.
Just one more bit, and then we're gonna see if that helped any. All right?
Sorry, this is taking so
You just rest for now.
long. Just a second.
I'm gonna stand right here so you don't fall over. If that's all right.
Just you still need to talk about.
And tease on me tonight. Both of you.
Lovely.
Like a tea on me tonight. Just put it on my tab.
It has been a long while since I have actually felt this tired from casting.
Well, would you like a bit of mana? Just to...
Are you sure you have any to fill?
I'm doing great. I'm being honest. I'm fine.
I won't say no to it. I would.
Why am I so jittery? I'm gonna freak out, man. There we go.
I'm gonna start tweaking.
I'm gonna tweak.
Well, I've been queasy. Or just in pain.
Is my head supposed to be spinning and hurting?
Oh, okay. It might be the mana exhaustion.
Given the imbalance of your body from its normal state that it's grown accustomed to, it's likely the sort of feeling of, well, almost like a weight somewhere that it shouldn't be, and so it's throwing you off balance.
You can come spot the chairs. There are nice chairs over here, by the way. Better than sitting on the floor.
Bit better.
Much better, thank
If
you.
you like the floor, it's fine.
Good.
You can sit on the floor.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. I get
What are you
not
mumbling
wanting to
about
move
over
once
there?
You've already gone on the floor.
Yeah, I have to get up.
Aw.
judging you.
What? What? On what?
Okay,
Vale?
got you. Alright.
Do I look fine?
Yep.
Alright.
Elisande was a...
Oh god, okay. Oh, wait, you're standing. Oh, you're standing? Okay. What's happening?
I'm getting up. I'm getting up.
Nice distraction, at least.
You are driving. Don't do this to me.
Maybe you shouldn't stand so quickly after this. For all this.
Yep, probably not.
Then why are you standing?
Well, they've all committed at this point.
Do we need to get like a Vale or someone?
This isn't the sort of thing that I
honestly-
think a healer could very easily help with. It's more of a, magical
It should.
hangover, practically,
once he
from
gets some-
what we did.
Once he gets some ice magic into him, might help equalize him a little bit. And then we can just see what's going
It
on.
feels
and then...
like there's too much and none.
Too much and not enough at the same
That's the
time.
imbalance.
Like I said, imbalance.
Yeah.
What did Otto go off to go get?
An ice crystal to help him.
Oh, a different one. Got it.
I drained enough that
Yes,
he
the one
shouldn't
that
get
isn't.
sick doing it, so.
Good.
Here's
Sorry, I know we're
hope.
playing games with your mana.
Well, it's not exactly a
But we're hoping.
super
Hopefully it'll
refined
help a
and
little bit.
exact science when it comes to
You wanna go see where he is, Miss Ava?
curse removal.
Sure, yeah.
We got distracted, as he does.
There's a reason why people.
Unless you want me to. Miss Ada, I could. Okay, good.
I think she's already gone.
Okay.
But it's a reason why most who go into this, it has to be a specialty. It's because what works on one effect will very likely not work on the other. So you have to be very good at improvising methods like, well, this. Which, to his credit, Otto certainly had a good idea of the way that they were contributing to this, even if I sometimes can't.
There he is.
Have a nice crystal.
Never mind.
Alright then. Oh, hey, Scary's there. Okay, cool. Oh no, Belle? Okay.
Sorry.
No problem with it. I'll let you guide. It's fine.
They were staring at me very
Have a nice
intently.
crystal.
Okay.
Now, focus your mana and try to gain some of the mana from the crystal. If you be so kind.
It should help equilibrium you, I think, right? Is that...
That too. But I'm also going to sample some of your magic to ensure that there isn't any curse left.
Well, that she's got it. She can do that.
Wait,
I-
did you?
She,
We haven't
She
done it
can.
yet.
That's her thing.
How do you
Kind of a
how do you
thing.
think I analyze
not
and
working.
attack curses?
It's probably just an overextension of your magic. We can figure it out later. Try it.
All right, let's see. Well, let's see if
Just
there's
take a look and
anything that
see
is
what's going on.
still there. This is more just reading what is there now.
Oh, I'm stepping out the way because, you know...
Well, I'm going to
Just
step out of the way.
You're looking for the curse again, correct?
Yeah, seeing if it's disintegrated, weakened, still in the hands, migrated somewhere else. I don't know.
Come on, baby, don't say maybe.
It is still present, though weakened from before.
You haven't heard
It is mostly present in the arms, but it has begun to spread slowly back.
It appears to have been weakened somewhat, but it's still there in the arms, and it looks like it's trying to spread back from where it was.
Well,
So
it's
even
like
all
that.
of that, and it's still clinging in there like a leech.
Resilient it is.
Which is what I imagined.
No.
It would either be a number of treatments or something more drastic. Would have to try to get rid of it all at once, but with how much pain that seemed to cause, I'm not sure that would be necessarily wise if we are concerned about his health.
For now.
Or at least I'm concerned about his health. I don't know if you are.
For now, why don't we all just take a
you can
break?
take it.
I'm sure Mr. Quill needs that. And I believe you're needed elsewhere. And you've used a great deal of mana, so thank you
Well,
for
fortunately,
helping.
she gave some
Thank
back,
you
so
all,
I'm feeling alright.
Let me know if you need anything else. If you think you can make progress again, do let me know.
Second time's a charm. No, third.
We might
yeah, third
try
time's a
this
charm.
again. Oh, sorry, I'll get away. We might try this again if Mr. Quill is up to it, but we're
Good luck.
gonna let everyone rest. for a
I
little bit.
will. Yes, I will
Before we
see if
finish
there's
this
anything I
again.
can do to try to refine the method a bit. Now that we know we can kind of direct it to a isolated location, but I want to try to see if there's a way to do it where it doesn't cause you agonizing pain over at towards the end of it, where it feels like your body's getting ripped apart.
Sadly not.
Fuck. You.
For now, get some rest, alright, Mr. Quill? And don't stress yourself.
My
too
apologies if it ended up becoming too uncomfortable. This is, like I said, probably
No,
most
it's alright. It's a living curse or whatever, right?
You are by far the most complicated instance I have ever worked on in terms of this magic, which means it's going to take every bit of practice and experience I've had to figure it out, and even that won't be enough because...
Oh, right. Did that notebook I gave you say anything about a tower?
A tower?
I don't know. Gwyn told me to find you.
I did read through it a little bit. I had to think back. I actually did kind of take it with me for the sake of keeping it safe while I was on my trip the last few days. Keep my mind off of things. Let me think. Let me see.
One of them, yes.
Was there a tower? Any particular kind of tower? I'm trying to rack my recollection.
Otto and Amelia know the most. I don't really remember what happened.
I see.
I fell into dark smoke and something
Hi.
occurred.
So they gave me their journal they had when they came into town, and they had tried to like kind of do what they could to restore enough of it to be read. Was there any mention of a, I guess, any sort of references to a tower in what was legible in that journal?
Maybe.
Because she would have read it while she was on her she kind of took it with her while she was on her trip the last few days to keep herself distracted from what she was going on a trip for.
You said just you were saying weaponry, yes?
Yes, like.
Oh, actually, so we have a
kind of
section on
ranged
crafts
variety.
here.
I never asked the simple questions, it
Would there
seems.
be a reference to the tower in your journal?
If it is his journal, then yes.
Right over there is about combat science, like
But if that page hasn't been ripped.
naval battles, etc., those kind of things.
Do you know if it's ripped? It's you wrote it.
Just against the wall here.
You wrote the lore. You know the answers.
I don't know every law.
I'll do a quick roll. Hold on. Actually, why don't you give me a roll, Vale?
This is funny. I think
Okay.
How about that? I was about to say.
Okay, I'll do a
Gods are here!
I clicked the wrong button.
Yeah.
I was I tried to click the one roll. God damn it.
We're still talking with them about it.
Jesus Christ.
How do I click? There we go. Roll.
Yeah, thank you.
19. Okay, yeah.
Yep. Then there is reference to it. Can I love the library? All these dead trees everywhere.
Stop that. It's not nice. Would you... so I guess just, well, cards are briefly down. what would it have probably said in there then if it was intact?
A ruined tower that he experimented on. He did his experiments, and then Quill appeared.
Okay.
That's probably all.
He as in not them. Like, it would, like,
Yeah.
just a reference. Okay, got it.
And I'm gonna say this is the same ruined tower that perhaps you may have seen in the Vale. No, you wouldn't have seen it, but it is the one that's there that other people would have seen.
I mean, she went on a bit of a trip for another I feel like I'd have to tell you about, I talked to, Beef about
Yeah.
this. But,
So in the Deep Vale, there is
Yeah.
a tower.
Okay.
So when you get, I don't know if you've been there in character.
It's me,
Like,
Ames.
As your character, you likely would have.
We can
Seen
probably,
it.
we could possibly talk about that later, but I have some things I probably need to tell you that I had an idea about when I got here. Anyways, there's people staring at me, and now I feel compelled to get back into character.
Hi.
You're just so lost in thought. Don't mind us. Oh, it's me. Hi.
Actually, Ames, I have a question. Real quick, where's the map up for the library in the server?
Ask somewhere else.
There's
I'm
like
trying
a
to have a
map.
scene.
Okay, it's pinned in lower expansion.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh my
Tower.
god, it's Lucif. Hi, Lucif. I love you.
You lied to me.
Actually, one of the pages that I know they did a bit to clean it up some so it could be better read.
I got it.
There was a mention of some sort of. It was, if I remember correctly, the reference was along the lines of. It was a tower that. A bit ruined, I think, but it was. There was reference to someone else in there, but it didn't really have a name. It just said that it was somewhere where he experimented. And that eventually there was
apparently the merchant
references towards yourself, it seemed like, or
foot
at
marking.
least the mention of Quill in there.
Not a lot, but apparently we aren't the
Oh,
only
Jean Quill.
around in the zone
Now,
area.
the question I have for you,
Certainly popping up on occasion.
do you have any
And was in
general
Avery.
recollection
a
of
year
where
ago.
that tower might have been?
Really?
Just
Yeah.
humor me on that.
We should step this way. Let's go further this way.
No.
Because the sort of description that the tower has, and based off where I found you
Have you heard about the marking that we
when we
that found
first
out when we were in the
met,
vault?
I might have actually seen the tower in
Okay, yeah, so
question
there's
if it's
a
the one that I'm
three-pronged,
thinking of.
Like, almost looks like a graven
I haven't really
foot,
been
but,
near it or into it, but I know where there are
just
a couple of various ruined
tree lines,
structures in the
basically,
Vale, and one of
founded
them
on a massive
somewhat
bear
resembles this
last month,
description
something like
based
that,
off the
and
things I remember were present in that
a few days
passage.
something's up with
Huh.
that, with those animals.
So I gotta go in the Vale.
The wolf could understand us.
Not alone, you wouldn't. You would. We'd probably just be right back to square one with a lot of things.
They'd heard that they had encountered
If not
this
worse,
mark
I'd
in
rather not
Erie.
have you forget more things as a result of
Oh, that's
the Vale having
long
its
range to jump.
usual
I know.
effects on people.
Yes, hon. I would love
But
for it, but you said it
I could
yourself,
easily
so
take you, I
figure
could
out
easily take other
what's going
people
on
there
with
as
you.
well. That is
Also, yes, warm and
well,
also Vale. Also,
my own
also,
purpose as far as that goes, sir.
We know that there's. Hey.
I live there and I
No,
can guide
as long
others
as I don't lose my memories, then it should be fine, right?
As long as you don't go running off and stay relatively close to me, unless going there triggers some sort of recollection of memory, which could trigger some part of a curse that we don't know about or something, and then cascading effect, etc., and then we... There's a lot of what ifs involved because it's clear that, well, whoever put it in originally was highly motivated to make sure it stayed there. And probably we need to get more of its original origins to be able to actually completely break it apart in a more elegant manner than effectively taking light magic and using it as a sledgehammer against it. Over and over.
Yeah.
As much
there
as
might be a way to remove it in that tower, then.
I would have to get a general... I'd probably have to get a general recollection of where that was. It's pretty far into the Vale, which is curious.
Do you mind if we tell this? If I tell this to Amelia and Otto, then they seem
Yes.
to be the ones who knew the most about what's going on.
Yes, I can...
And it seemed that I was confusing myself for Otto.
You are confusing yourself for Otto?
I'm not entirely certain.
Well, now I am
With
curious.
what Amelia and Otto were saying, it sounded like I was thinking I was him.
Okay, look. He seemed okay at first, okay?
When all
I don't know how that...
magic appeared.
When the dark magic was being used and like
We crossed
infusion
the line
and such.
When we jumped into this wall.
Was this today or was this
When
earlier?
The other night.
The other night. Okay, before I got back. Then.
Yeah.
I see.
Some person named Chelsea is a dark spirit, and when I got into her smoke, I blacked out, but apparently I was confusing myself for Otto, and I talked about a tower.
Interesting.
But I do kind of remember someone similar looking like Otto.
I see.
Kind of.
Now, where would those two have gone off to?
Who are you looking for?
Huh.
Otto and Amelia. Hat Amelia. Not that Amelia, the other one.
I last saw Otto inside that building, the big one.
He's probably inside that
and that was the last I saw
place
him.
he hides himself away in. I know which room that is. Let's go see if they're there, because if so, I do think it would be a good idea to lay this out.
I see Amelia, Hat Amelia over there.
Yes, well, do you want to try to find Otto first or Amelia first? Ultimately,
It looks like Amelia's doing something.
This way. Otto is coming this way. Here comes the boy. Oh, he's talking about important shit. I think.
Quickly,
Hang on,
let's run before he shows up. We can't let him see us.
Hang on. Why are they taking so long? He was literally at the door with me.
Someone probably interrupted him, and he's doing that thing of talking in front of a doorway. Let's go to them because they're less occupied, maybe, but. Hello, you three. Is everything alright over here?
We're just having a discussion. Did you need something quickly?
Earlier you were asking something
need me.
about the, sort of, earlier...
Can I?
Yes.
Can we hold a conversation just 5 minutes to finish this up, and then he has somewhere to go, and then I can talk to you?
Yes.
5 minutes.
No worries.
We'll be right with you too.
Of course. I apologize. Well, there's Otto. He's
there's
running away.
Otto. There he goes.
Oh no, he's going away. I can't get that. No, he's coming
Oh
this way.
no!
Quite honestly, I feel like it might be a bit better to talk about it with Amelia first before the person that you were confusing yourself as. Just so that we can get the facts straight before we start throwing that, hello.
Hey.
Yes.
Flora teach Kalira fuck sex bitches.
Huh?
Who? What? Who?
Flora taught you. I'm sorry.
Flora?
Flora taught you what?
fuck sex bitches.
She sure did.
Oh no. That's not entirely something he...
And how do you feel about this?
I would be surprised if Flora actually gave her if she actually did it properly.
Oh, fuck sexy.
What? No!
Okay, apparently she did teach.
No.
Okay.
Does it.
That's
That's
okay. Did not need that mental image today. Thank you for that. Yes.
Well,
I'm fine.
Are you quite alright?
Yeah. Just didn't. You know. Yep.
We are both fine.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Oh?
I'm fine.
So, why did Flora teach you that stuff in the first place? Out of curiosity? Was there a reason for this?
Well, Flora, eso, bitches, fuck, sex.
Yeah, I get it. Fuck, sex, bitches, and all that good shit.
Eso.
Why, Flora, why have you done this?
Or maybe that, actually.
Sense my agony from across the way. I'm not going over there.
Hello.
Junkfoot, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
Yes. Not that like I don't. There's you're a nice person and all, but yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just right.
Sorry about that.
Oh, hello! Thank God you're here. Hey. Nothing. Nothing happened.
Nothing.
Right. God, I almost forgot what it was that we wanted to talk to you about. You remember how you brought up, you asked the question, something along like, what does a tower mean to you? After you had done a bit to try to fix up that, journal that they brought into town with them, they gave it to me for safekeeping, and, while I was away on my, trip, I took it with me to distract myself, so I kind of read through it as much as I could multiple times. I actually do remember seeing a reference to something like that in there. Something akin to a place where, quote, he, not sure who it was not a specific name or even anything to reference off of, did experiments And at some point in this passage, it references John Quill appearing, which might be part of where, if that isn't their name, because we weren't entirely sure and we just kind of went off of the most easy to work with at the moment. But here's the other thing. Based off the descriptions of the area from what was legible, I might actually know where the tower in reference is, because based off where I found them when we first met, I believe the descriptions match something that exists in one of the deeper parts of the Vale. There's a number of ruins out there that I've come across over time, and one of them was a particular tower that I had never really gone into, but I believe I'd remember how to get to it. Which might be a thing that would give potential recollection to actually go there. It might also do something else. I don't know.
As long as there's a way I don't lose my memories. And
well, that's the
problem. Maybe we'll find a cure.
If it triggers a recollection, it might give you memories. If it triggers something else as a matter of the level of effort they went to try to keep a curse in you that's trying to eat you from the inside out of all your mana, you could do something else. As far as the Vale's tendency to cause spotty memory issues, that I am equipped to handle and prevent. With a bit of extra precautions, but I am able to keep those effects at bay so long as you stay close to me, which means that we'd have to not go wandering off from each other if we all go in there as a group, because I imagine... Because we're going to probably tell this to Otto too, because I was told a bit about what happened last night, and apparently you said you basically started speaking like you thought you were Otto.
Yeah, pretty much, from what it sounds like.
Did you?
From what Otto was saying.
It's either that, or either that, or it's somebody who takes a very similar page out of the manner of detached scientific inquiry that Otto is.
To be honest, most of my memories that I've been regaining is because of Otto.
It is a bit of an enigma, isn't it? But we can make a plan to go to this Vale trip, but we need to know how long first off it would do. Maybe you could see how long it would take to get there from your recollection.
Oh, that's right. You should probably meet that other dryad. I don't know where he is though.
I
He
imagine
also came from the Vale recently.
I imagine I was told about them and I got really excited because I've not really seen anybody that has any remote resemblance to me, although hopefully it's I'll see when I see them, but
It's another memory loss case, so do you have that problem to worry about?
Okay, well then they're probably not one exactly like me, because that's one thing that you get a little bit protected from, but at the same time you also somewhat lose memories in another way, so I guess it's one way or the other, but it's a big mess and I don't want to unpack that because that's a lot of...
Yeah.
Goodness. But
it's okay.
That's good to know, though. That is a good... goodness. Sorry. That is good to know.
Honestly, I didn't think I was going to have something good come out of this trip I went on, because quite honestly, I'm still questioning why I even went there in the first place, but it's okay.
But if you could maybe figure out how long it would take us to get there, and then we can plan accordingly.
I can...
Oh, that's right! No.
Oh, is that...
Chelsea.
Oh, that's the spirit in question that gave you the mind trip, practically. I see.
To be fair, I don't know
Would
if
it be wrong to ask if you could do it again? Maybe I'll learn more.
After all you've had to do today, maybe wait a day.
I was gonna say...
Maybe try tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a... I'd be worried that you might be overtaxing your body a bit, but... If
Yeah,
I
I
am...
already still feel dizzy.
Is it feeling a little bit better, though, now that it's had a bit of time to kind of walk it off?
No. My head hurts and everything's dizzy.
That might be just something that has to go away with, a good night's sleep, assuming you are able to get a good night's sleep. I don't know if you have a difficulty with that, or if this might potentially contribute to having difficulty with that. Magic is confusing. No, of course, you're fine.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be.
Well, I can see if I can try to get a general gauge from about here, because the last time I went in that general direction was quite some time ago, and it's entirely possible that
God, he hasn't
paths
moved,
can
has he?
change. No, but, of course he
I'll
hasn't.
be right back.
It's Tyrion.
I'll be right back.
Once he gets put into a spot, he stays there for like all day. That's what happens.
Yeah, a few of them. He went into the Vale with a few others. Got really hurt.
Why? Why did they go there?
To get potion ingredients, I think.
What? Oh, right. So we've been making expeditions into the Vale with supervision. Not me. Some people have been making.
As long
no,
as
the
you.
other thing. Go. Okay.
As long as you were supervised, then I can't get mad at you.
They were supervised. Yes.
What
they went
was-
with Miss Snowbell and Miss Samaris, I believe.
What was making potions for what exactly? I've been away for like.
Sleeping potions. Did you hear about Miss
I've
Flora
been
and
away
her-
for the last 3, almost 4 days at this point.
You should talk to Miss Flora. Where is she? Is she around?
I mean, I need to talk to her anyways to give her a
Wait,
piece
still
of my
the Chimera
mind.
blocked away or something?
The what?
Chimera?
Oh.
Because we lose friends who do good things, and we think, I hate
There's Miss
heroes, I
Flora.
hate this,
You
but
should
in fact, we're
probably
just
speak with her about the
grieving
Vale
over people that we
situation.
love to unhear
Okay, well, I will do so from a respectful distance because that is a very big fire that's very uncomfortable. I don't want to get any closer than this.
Oh, you're right. Very well.
Yes, I am very flammable.
Well, I mean, I kind of assume so, but I guess a natural fear of fire makes sense.
Yeah. I feel like I had a bit of a fear of it before I got like this completely.
I mean, makes sense. Even if you aren't someone who's all naturey, you still have that plant. And yeah, I guess.
I was gonna say, dryads have a bit of a natural, because most of them have some sort of earth affinity related appearance to them. That's kind of just how they are. A lot of them do end up having, like, maybe a little bit of, like, sometimes plant life or something like that that kind of shows up on, like, usually the horns or the, like... This is far more excessive than it is, and, well, it doesn't look like anything changed back. Never mind, not a topic I... Forget I said that,
You alright? No, it's fine. It's alright.
At some point, if you may speak to Miss Elisande about your situation in the Vale, I think that could help.
Hey.
Given their expertise.
I might have made a bit of a mistake when I went to London, when I was away for a while.
Miss Elisande, the green.
You want to talk about it later?
The fact that you went from all of that to actually deep introspectives on how you feel about heroes,
Just
you are...
Well,
need a bit of a...
I'll be here then. If you ever need to, my lady. Why do I keep doing that?
You're just being polite. It's quite okay.
Yeah.
So,
Hello.
I hear a little bit about, that there were expeditions in the Vales
Oh.
for sleeping potions,
I'll let you two be then. What?
I've been away for about almost 4 days at this point. Is there anything I should know about why they need to go in and on there so much that I might be able to help with?
Story time. All right.
Oh, okay. Why does it require you to stand on a bench? You're already taller than me.
I like being even taller than I am. It gives booming voice and authority.
This is.
And also, I look great in a pedestal. Anyway.
You do. Also,
So,
why
where's
did you
the
teach
scope?
Kalira those words?
Because they have to learn eventually. They're not a child, you know? They're a
No,
grown
it's just
woman.
the limited amount of common they're able to speak makes it much.
Oh, don't worry, I drew it for them. So now they know.
Oh, good. So that's what they were referencing when they were putting their hands together. Oh, God. Anyways, they had a very lovely way of explaining. Anyways, that's a different topic. This from what it sounds like Endeavor.
Long story short, there is a cult, and they're bastards, and they killed my nephew. No, they didn't kill my nephew. Anyway, that's personal. I know
Metaphorically
trauma
killed
don't
them
know.
potentially.
No.
Literally.
My nephew used to be a little human boy
Okay.
of 8 years old. They got kidnapped. This cult does this thing. They kidnap people and they alterate them into these beings called chimeras, which is just how, you mash a bunch of things together. They kidnap my nephew and his father and his dog and turn into a new creature. But he still has the mind of a child.
That's utterly horrifying. I hate that.
And then the guild at the time killed him because, long story short,
They saw them more as a monster than a victim of.
log pile. What is your wisdom?
I am a very good example.
Apparently, you're the wisdom.
I am so cool.
You are amazing.
Anyway.
Anyways, so.
There's this cult. They do this.
Right.
Lately, however, the activity increased a lot. Like, imagine that we went to their hideout like twice. Both of those instances had only 2 chimeras alive. One was my nephew, the other was an unnamed person that sadly the guild at the time killed again, even if I tried to stop it. Anyway.
Okay.
But you can see that they were only able to make very limited chimeras, right? Like
Right.
very few.
Okay.
Now we found them again and they have my brother. And they apparently are doing these experiments because they want to bring in the era of a new god. Because they think that by using ancient Leafly parts, I'm not sure how much you know about Leafly, but us as a species were made out of magic.
I know enough to be dangerous.
Yes. So they've been acquiring these ancient Leafly parts and inserting them into certain individuals to try to create an era of the new god.
Why is
Not
it
sure
always
why?
people
We
trying to
don't
make
know.
gods or bring back gods that nobody wants to bring back? Fucking.
They're
Anyway,
bastards.
so-
I don't understand. And they think my brother may be the perfect recipient. My brother has been missing for years now. I thought he was dead. We found their location. They used to be in the Vale. They're moving now and they're going to their main location now because I think they're preparing for the ritual. I want to try and rescue as many chimeras as I can because I recognize that even if they change, there's still people deep inside and we may have either be able to cure them or give them a decent life as long as they can live. Like rehabilitate them.
Okay.
That's why we need the sleeping potion. Hello. That's why we need the sleeping potions and any other means to keep them steady. And the potency of the potions need to be extreme because they don't exactly have circulation systems. They're very messed up because they're in the end a bunch of like mashed beings together.
Of course, it's
So
a complete mess inside their bodies, I imagine. So, okay, so that explains.
so normal poisons and normal sleep potions will not work. So that's why
For the
we want
record,
to rescue as many as we can.
for the record, I didn't have any issues with it. It's just I heard that there was a lot of people going in, and I was like, with supervision, I'm hoping. And they said yes. I was like, okay, good enough. Now, why were you doing that? And then they said, talk to you.
That's a long story short, yes. They gather ingredients because they really need to make potent sleep potions. It's not just normal
see.
ones.
And I've essentially taken Bill 11.
Is that all that is needed in that capacity, or since
Any ways that
I
you
have
can
the
think of calming down a being, sleep potions and the stuff is the quickest way that I was able to think besides magic. But if you have any ideas, I'm open to them.
Yes, unfortunately, the sort of magic that I work with doesn't have any applications that I know of to apply that sort of effect. Mine is more just, well, curse breaking, which, depending on how they're turning people into... Depending on how they turn people into chimeras, that might potentially be a way to pacify them or disorient
Then you may
them.
be interested. Because when we do it,
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to make this as peaceful mission as possible, but by now they have a small army and most of the chimeras are mindless. We're gonna have to kill most of them, sadly. We don't even have the capacity to save that many, so we're gonna have to be selective. And when we do, we're gonna go back there and try to gather as many documents as we can about their procedures to see if we can learn how they did this to try and undo if possible, you know? So you may be able to help in that part.
I might be able to understand that, since I certainly have experience trying to reverse engineer or otherwise make an opposite to a lot of effects. Jonquil over there.
Part of this,
Jonquil over there is the
think-
most complicated case ever. That regard.
Listen, I think, in a very fucked up way, but looking at the bright side of things, they kind of made a breakthrough in medical science. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of impressive that they managed to reach that point.
Impressive, but they could certainly use better direction for the application of their
people would not
genius.
fucking... Listen... We'd already think that some corrupt fucking nobles are helping them because there's no fucking way that the cult grew that quickly and with as much equipment as they do. Listen, a few months ago, they had a handful of fucking equipment and chimeras. Now they have a small army. That is a jump there.
There's always somebody who sees something like that and thinks, how can I profit off this? And that's probably what they're doing. They think of it as an investment.
Do you have a way with words? What do you think you're good with negotiations?
Somewhat. I feel like most of the time people are a bit more put off by my appearance because I am, in many ways, similar to them, where I am something that shouldn't exist. Yes. To a degree.
I think
So,
you look great.
I
If the
know
people
how
disagree,
that.
they should leave.
I know how that feels. Basically, I get it, but I haven't had a lot of practice with it. But I'd like to say that I am comfortable telling people things that are hard truths, but with an air of understanding to not intentionally fan the flames of a volatile situation. Basically, I try to do the opposite of what Otto does whenever he's dealing with someone who's agitated, because I feel like he just tries to make it worse. No offense.
Yeah, Otto sometimes suck at... No, Joel, don't... I fucking talk about that man. You talk so much shit about him sometimes. Don't worry, I know how Otto is. I wouldn't be dating him otherwise. But...
It's amazing how much me and him could get accomplished if it wasn't for the fact that I think we could not be any more opposite to each other.
Nah, you just gotta stab him a few times and he'll pipe down.
I'd rather not, but I'll keep that in mind as a backup measure if I get desperate.
Okay.
But yes, we're gonna make negotiations with the areas that we're looking because the cults are migrating now, right? Because they had,
Right.
you know how cults operate. They have smaller and then they have the big headquarters.
They always
We think
move
that
around. Okay.
the one that was in the Vale is currently moving, and we noticed that a few other locations are also moving, so they're probably migrating to their headquarters for the final sacrifice bullshit.
I see.
So we're gonna have to make negotiations with the areas that they're migrating to, so we can try to settle that. One of those areas is not acres, and they hate our ass. They hate our ass so much, so I'm very worried about the negotiation.
Well, I can certainly try. I think the fact that I am just... that I have such a more, inherently different background from the majority of people. If they have a problem with Leefside, I might be able to at least get the conversation going to get them to simmer down a little bit before other people get involved. I can try.
The thing is that I'm worried that the corruption is coming from caretaker's, like whoever is backing them up, maybe from there. That's my guess.
Well, if
Sadly.
it's
So
a
we have to be very careful
if
during
it's
the negotiation.
if it's a moral corruption, I can't do anything much about that. But if it's a different kind where they're not in their right mind, maybe I can do something about that. I'm not counting on it, but I'm willing to help in that regard because, like I said, I know what that's like.
Hello, you too.
But if there's anything, last thing before, because I imagine they want to talk to me, because they already told me about what they want to talk about. Is there a time frame on about how soon until you're wanting
It's
to
gonna
move
take a
on
while.
this? Okay.
It's gonna take a bit.
Time
because
to
there is a
sort.
lot of parts to this.
Time to sort out contributions to this. Learning about late. Good.
Yeah,
I have a.
when it's approaching the time for everything, it's gonna be announced. For
Okay.
now, it's just
Yes.
a lot of things happening that has to sort out before it can get a move on.
Alright, understood.
Right.
So be careful when you're utilizing it.
Because as much as a ooga booga woman I am, I'm not taking that approach.
You're perfectly fine, and that's why you have friends you can rely on. Things like these are not solo
Hi,
endeavors. Anyways.
Hello.
I am all yours now.
Hi.
I wish to speak to you, but only when we
I'll
are
actually say
more
about the
private.
thing I wanted to talk to you about earlier. I need more
Yes.
time to think about it,
Okay.
so we may not talk about it now. We can talk about it some other time, though.
I just want to let you know since we
Okay.
have the usual person.
But right now, we were just wondering for
Okay,
what
I'll probably go
things.
there
Do you want to explain?
I'll go there
You know
in,
the
20
possible journey to and through the Vale and through the whole tower. They want to know if they could come in with.
I mean,
I
healing?
mainly,
The-
I mainly ask if like there aren't any healers.
Well, out of the group of 4 that I know of right now, unless somebody's been holding out on me, I don't think any of them are healers.
Most
I'm
likely, Curse
certainly
would be
not.
coming too.
I will say, I was going to say, ultimately, I can support as many people going through there as long as everybody behaves and stays close. Realistically, the one who is most able to say yea verily or not is you, because this is for your sake, not mine.
Oh, but I didn't. No, fair enough.
It's your memories.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean, if that's all right.
Like I said,
Most likely it's cursed you, Otto, and Amelia.
I have no problems with any of that, and I will try to keep myself from strangling Otto if he's being his usual self. Like I was telling Flora.
The last time.
It would be amazing the amount of headway we can make on a number of efforts if it wasn't for the fact that me and him could not be any more opposite to each other on almost every possible way imaginable.
Someone suggested the idea, but
Well, you did kind of agree today.
I did, but that's a rare that's like 1 out of every 10 times. Most of the times we're at each other's throats, and I can't stand the man. He drives me fucking insane, and I hate that a lot of the times a lot of things he comes up with have some degree of basis because they are wildly unsafe, horribly not respective to the safety of the individual, and yet they somehow work, and I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he hates how I am always super cautious about things and I need to try to apply myself more, or something like that. It's nothing you need to worry yourself with.
Well, there's a merit to both.
alright, if you do me a favor.
Right, but if you are wanting them or comfortable with them going, I have no issue with it if you're looking for my permission in that regard.
I'm fine with it. Most likely it's just 6 or 5 of us, seems.
Yes.
I'd rather not too many other people in, but
yeah, I was going to say
the last time... Oh, go ahead.
the more people there is, the more effort it will be just to keep everybody protected, and the more likelihood for, you know, just drawing attention from all the myriad things that live out there, because I mean it's pretty deep in there, so it's not like we're going to be going, you know, somewhere completely safe, and even if I'm there, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to... not everything there respects, you know, anybody, even like us. They don't, like the creatures there, they just...
Who's not respecting us?
The things like Ursaquads and the like, you know. Those,
oh, you're right. Yeah, they don't like us.
They just hate everybody.
They're assholes, honestly.
Yes.
I know, I have a word for that. They're cunts.
I'm so proud of you, sweetie.
Oh.
Thank you.
The last time people went into the Vale, from what most recently, quite a few of them were hurt, so I suppose not having too much of a big group, but at least enough to know we can protect ourselves.
Yes, as long
That's
as...
why I offered to help with healing.
I would say that's a good size. If there's like, at most, probably just to avoid it being too many people, because the more people, more presences there are, the more attention it draws, and sometimes that just has a way of drawing attention to things. The Vale is alive, after all, and sometimes things draw upon that. I'd say...
I suppose it could...
Try to avoid adding more than 1 to 2 more people.
Yeah. Just her, you, Hurst, and Amelia and Otto, and me. That seems like a good enough size. Any others, I'd have to say no, simply because I don't want anyone to get too hurt.
Too hurt, and I mean... The less we have to continue to explain your life story to people, the more comfortable I imagine it'll be for you. That said, why Curse specifically? How involved have they been in
He
this?
also was there. He was there when it was happening. He was there when helping me out when all this was occurring.
Ah, the thing from yesterday?
Yeah.
I see.
Wait, what happened yesterday? I think I wasn't there for that.
Chelsea's magic affected my head. And apparently I might have remembered something, or I don't know.
Oh.
Depends on your definition of remembering. But I will try to see if I can get a gauge about how much of a commitment to travel this will be, because that might also overall affect how much preparation is required to go out in that direction. Because here's the other thing. With how many different lovely groups keep going into the Vale, keeping their basis of operations there, if that place was abandoned, it very well might not be abandoned since the last time I've ever seen it. And, well, very rare. Anyone who lives out there willingly, who is not like me, usually doesn't have a good reason for it. I live out there because it sustains me, it keeps me feel comfortable and alive, but so far the other groups have been a cult, another cult, people fleeing from a cult but end up being kind of almost as bad themselves. Basically, it's always cult shit.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm been curious. How have they been able to survive in the Vale?
That's a very good question. It's either they just have grown so insane that the Vale can't make them any worse than they already are, or they have something that's protecting them out there. Either way, they've clearly figured it out, otherwise they wouldn't stay there, but that's more of a thing I would have to honestly ask the ones who would have been trying to drive them out. What the fuck are they doing over there?
Huh?
Why is Snowbell being held up in the air?
I'm just gonna.
She's not flailing around. I'm going to assume that it's probably not hostile, but practically look at her like, you know, someone I care about a lot, so I don't want them to get hurt. Anyways.
Okay, she's petting her. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. But yes, long, continuously roundabout story short. Yes, and I will see if I can get a gauge about how much of a commitment this field trip is.
I guess
hopefully we don't run into any of those chimeras or whatever's going on there.
Whenever you are ready to talk about your matter, you need only find me. I would like to. I imagine this is something that for now you'd like to keep private.
Hello, Jim Bob.
Yes, just private among certain people. So far, Curse and Jasmine knows about it, but I want to speak to you about it.
No, Jim Bob, it's dangerous.
I will assume that whenever you come to find me, if you bring anybody with you, that it will be people that you want to bring with you.
Yes.
Otherwise, tell them to go.
Yes, that's why.
Go away, and I will hit them over the head with my staff until they go away.
Yes, that's why I specifically
the bigger card.
talked to Jasmine.
It's like because I mean, imagine getting hit over the head like right here. They will not. They might take one or two, and then they'll be like, okay, point taken. They'll go away.
Not paladin status, I can say that.
Yeah, no.
Jim Bob's the best guard. That's why they send Jim up here.
But
yep,
all right.
Yep.
Then
I'm
in
gonna
that
go
case,
find Otto.
Hello,
would you like to? Do you need me to be there to help explain the situation? Otherwise, I'm gonna go try to.
No, that's perfectly fine. Just.
I will be back in a little bit. I'm going to just see about trying to retrace
I'm just gonna
those
find Otto.
steps.
Don't worry.
I ship them. I ship them. They're awkward goofballs around each other because people keep just saying shit to them and they just start getting like really awkward. It's really funny. Like they're flustering each other. Are you okay? You sound. What?
Question.
Answer, baby.
I'm currently in. Sorry, I'm in blacksmith mindset right now. I need an object that absorbs.
An object absorbs magic? Or what specifically?
Well, actually, when you think of something that absorbs magic, what do you normally think of?
Crystals?
Okay, crystals, yes, but something that kind of... I'm working on something. I need to find a way to pool mana and saturate a piece of steel.
I mean, the thing that I'd imagine is, having, a rune that you could embed onto the, metal that could, act as a form of siphon that would then disperse it into what it's, ridden upon, but I don't know if there's anything that you could necessarily coat it with, at least anything that I have experience with. I don't know if that gives you any inspiration.
What if I...
It's either...
Coat it with... You are a beautiful woman and your intelligence knows no bounds. Thank you. Coated with, that's the fucking idea right there.
Okay. What did I do? I don't know what I told... Did I come up with the answer? You know, never mind. I don't care. No, you're absolutely right, Bulby. That would be basically how it's like, you leave them alone in a room for a while and people might come back in like 2 seconds later and like she's trying to beat him over the head with her staff and he's like trying to shoot her. And then like a couple seconds later they're like collaborating on something like shitposting with each other because sometimes their chaotic energy aligns and other times it is in complete opposition to each other. It's really funny. Anyways, let's see if I can get a gauge on how far away the tower trademark is. By going into the Vale and using my Valeometer radar system trademark to sense what it is that I want. Also because it gives me an excuse to sit down in my pillow fort. And I also need to check. Why do I have 5 pings? Okay, one of them is stealth. Stream. One of them's... I'm gonna check that real quick. Any other important pings? No. The baby. The baby. Alright. And now we wait for God, but I can talk to myself out here because there's nobody who comes out into the Vale without a good reason, and therefore I can just say whatever shit I want, and no one will hear me. I can just talk about my plans for world domination. World domination, that I will take over the world using the power of the Vale, and that the story weave to get that sword there was the secret, because now me and Anton can just take over the Vale together. We can just completely brainwash the entirety of the Leefside area. They will no longer be able to resist the power of the Vale. We can expand our roots and we will become the ultimate power that has ever been seen. We will rival Linden for most oppressive country, and I will be dictator supreme. Me specifically, because it's my idea, therefore I get to be president of the Vale. Valeside, Leefside Vale branch. It'll become Valeside. It'll be Valeside, but then it'll be like not side anymore because we'll expand beyond Leefside, and then it'll be kind of more just in the center of it all, and no longer will be side. It'll be Leaf on all sides. That's how it goes. That's my plan. That's my character arc that I'm working on. I'm working on how to choke the world out in the Vale, and become evil overlord. Except I'm not evil because I'm hot. And everyone knows that if you're hot, you're not evil. You're just misunderstood. That's how it works. Like on the scale of villainy. On one side, there's evil, and then there's misunderstood. And the little bar on the top, from left to right, like 0 to 10, is how hot are you? If it's a 0, you're just evil. But the more hot you are, the less evil you are, and the more misunderstood you are. And I am so hot. Therefore, I can't be evil. I'm just misunderstood. And everyone knows no one understands the Vale anyways. Therefore, I am unable to do anything wrong. At all. This is not me breaking character. I am in character right now. I'm talking to myself while I'm thinking about how to get to a tower. they will, and I will write this down into a document. I will present the story weave and everything. I will have Leefside covered in leaf, and it will just become leaf. There will be no side. It will be leaf all around. And I will achieve this in the course of half a session. Everyone will have to reroll their characters to become Vale touched. This is non-negotiable. I will power game anyone who says, well, I think I would be able to, like, resist it or it wouldn't take root in me. No, fuck you. You're becoming a tree. And if you want to be a tree, we'll find another plant that you might want to be, like, a bush or, like, a flower. We could have a flower. That'll be really pretty. They can just become a flower. I did not drink anything from Otto. I would never drink anything that man gives me. He's stinky. I hate him. He drives me insane. And the less we have to interact with each other, the better. But I also like him because he's, like, smart. I just wish he would apply himself in a way that is less, like, egomaniacal and disrespectful to other people's safety. You know? Like, just normal things. But anyways, so the master plan. So, we use the power of the cool Earthgate sword shard thing, and we're going to just be like, I'm going to siphon the magic from this. The thing that no one else could touch, but I could because secretly I have all the power, and I will just choke, and then we'll turn Leefside into just Leaf, and then we move on to Barghast, and we'll make it Treeghast. And
Do you want me to leave and come back later? Is it about time?
No, it's a great time. Yeah,
I'll come back if you're plotting.
No, it's okay. I was just laying out my master plan. Anyways, that was a bit. Anyways, the tower, as famously referenced in the book of John Quill, it's somewhere that Elusa said that I would probably remember about where, or like having seen something that resembles the description I was in that journal before. How far away would you judge that would be for if, you know, people wanted to go out towards where it is?
It'd be a trip. Like, it'd be a while of a trip into the face. As for the exact thing, I had to ask Ames what she's thinking of, because I didn't have a tower picked out yet. I was just talking about that earlier.
Okay, well, when you say a trip, like, are we talking like a full day, more than a day, like?
Might be half day.
Day.
I'm just gonna say comfortably half day. Might be a full day. It won't be a full mission, if that makes sense.
Right, like it wouldn't be. It'd be basically a commitment for the session if that was something that happened.
Yeah, and we can get more details on it if you guys want to pursue that.
It's very likely they seem like they're making preparations to like talk to people and like picking out who they'd want to go with them. Because I basically just like, I can take you guys, but don't make it too big of a group, because if you do, it might draw attention from many of the myriad things that live out here that hate people and anything that's not them. Just to not overwhelm you guys with like a, 20-person party for an off-map thing, because I know sometimes they get spiraled out of control.
If 20 people show up, I'm sorry to say I do not have things with 20 people if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at most, because presently the group demo, it would be myself, John Quill, Hat Amelia, Otto, Curse, and Skylar's character. I can't remember what their name is. Unicorn.
Okay, no, that's fine.
And I said on top of that was like basically at most maybe one or two more, but probably no more than that was my suggestion for like in character reasons of safety, drawing less attention with how far they would have to go.
Oh yeah. Well, you'd also know the fact of traveling the Vale, even if you have Anton's blessing, it's usually only for smaller groups,
Yeah,
and
well-
he can't control the entirety of the Vale.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are some creatures that would still kind of show up. There's also the issue of, you know, all these different cults that seem to be just setting up shop out here for some reason.
Well, when it comes down to the Gallus, Rising Gallus, you would know the fact that the Vale has been pushing them out, and they haven't been seen at least for the last few days.
Okay, which lines up well with her being on a little field trip the last couple of days, making emotional mistakes for herself. But you know, anyways,
Yeah. You would know if anything. I would say because you've been in the Vale, you would know the Vale itself has been basically chasing them out, and if anything, they're only near the outskirts. But they've mostly been chased out of the Deep Vale.
Okay, and that would be where they're going, so that would ultimately be to their benefit. Okay. But yeah, I was gonna say, even with like her blessing to kind of keep their minds from getting funky, Anton helping is also a helpful thing. Okay, I can go let them know just so that they get an idea in character, but yeah, just...
Well, it's time to prep and then see if we can allow for scouting, which allows us time to set up for it, because...
Oh yeah,
look at stuff like that. We have like missions on top of each other almost.
Yeah, I don't. As far as I'm aware, unless they like are moving super fast on this, I can't imagine they're like wanting to do this the next day, sort of thing. But I imagine they probably want to be moving on it decently soonish. And for all I know, this may potentially, because Skylar's wanting to come too, they talked to me in character, like they brought up that they wanted to talk to me about Evergreen.
Okay.
But they said they needed more time to think about it, so probably a next session sort of thing. And depending on what it is that they're talking about, what they want to bring up, it's possible that they could, you know, be combined into the same thing, depending on what happens.
As for the mission, say like we could try and plan something out for it, and then we will, as James, will try and figure out where we could slot you in, so we could actually set that up and not be on top of each other.
Yeah, I can help them get a Fred set up for it, a private Fred, and just ping all the GMs so that you know, you all know what it is that we're wanting to try to do.
Depending what it is, we might be able to combine it with another mission. Actually,
well,
later.
I'll make the Fred later, and I'll pull the people in that are currently involved. But
appreciated.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyways, my plan to take over Leefside and make it just Leaf. I have 12.
Pull out the flowers. I pull them out. Stop it. Stop it.
No, I need those. There where I store my evil juice. I mean, my misunderstood juice, because I'm hot. You're high now.
I need the juice.
You're high now, fool.
I wish.
Anyways, so before I go, just because, you know, I just want your input on this. So, there's a scale of, like, villainry where, like, one side you're evil, the other side you're misunderstood. And it's like a 0 to 10. And the 0 to 10 is how hot you are. And the more hot you are, the more you go from evil to misunderstood. Agree or disagree?
I look at Neris. That's all I'm going to say.
Exactly! Exactly! She's not evil, she's misunderstood. She's hot as fuck. Okay, anyways.
Oh my god, get out of here, you evil plant.
I'm going back into character. My miasma, fuck. Listen, if anything were to happen between Elisande and Otto, it would be a hate fuck. Like, in every sense of the term. Like, there would be no romance between them. They would be, like, wanting to kill each other, yet somehow derive enjoyment out of it. They could never be a thing. Also, he's taken anyways, so, like, you know, can't do that, but, I mean, why am I still entertaining this conversation topic? can find him, give him the estimate, and well, suppose we could talk about that since I've already slipped up a bit.
You do have the hands, yeah.
I am being surrounded by people.
Oh no, sorry. I was meaning to
I'm a bit worried about this idea that I had, but...
What?
Can I see the time?
Okay.
Hey, Elisande, question for you.
Possible answer?
Let's go to your apothecary.
Apparently, I've gone insane, okay? My question is, by any chance, do you see a floating chair all the way over there? In the air?
Oh my god.
The fact that you're looking, I'm gonna say no.
No, I see something that looks like it's almost like blinking over. Is it in that direction I'm pointing?
It's even further up in the air, actually. The things I see.
What are you looking at?
Well, what I see is something that looks like it's like
I've gone
blinking
insane.
in the distance, almost like a
Yeah, I
light.
see that. Yeah, I see that.
You mean a star?
That's a star.
Okay, shut up.
I
First
see
of
a
all.
chair up there.
I do not see a chair. No, you are insane. Would you like me to would you like me to just hit you on the head? Maybe it'll clear you out.
I can suffocate you.
Did Lagor take one of your flowers, Elisande?
Actually, no. Actually, speaking about
How
that,
do you feel about being high?
What you
Oh my
see,
God.
I remember you brought in what is it? Those mushrooms from the Vale and
Oh,
gave
the
them to
ones.
the
Oh, the ones that
inn.
made what's her name?
People's visions go away.
Yeah, they started like seeing different colors, and it was really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I was actually
Yes.
thinking about making those into a brew.
I mean, if you want me to bring you a couple more for a test batch to try, I can always get you some.
Yes.
Bring them next time I come in.
It's also very hard
Mhm.
to hear it
Alright.
because a lot of
Yeah,
I
I don't know how well
I know
those
it's
will
gonna be
actually be turned into alcohol, but
Well,
I
there's
say.
things called shroom. It's a shroom ale. That's what
Okay,
they're
well,
called.
I mean, I would imagine you know more about the subject than me. As long as you
I'm trying to
make sure that it doesn't end up somehow, if you're trying to ferment it into an ale, that doesn't suddenly make it go from, a nice, funny experience to, oh god, I'm dying, please help.
Oh, definitely not. Just
Don't
Tripping
worry.
balls, I believe, is what the tavern speak on that one is.
Oh no, I mean quite literally killing you. As is a lot of
let's
things
not,
that the Vale
definitely,
does.
let's not, yeah, let's not have that do that. Yeah.
Yes. Unless you remember that a lot of things in the Vale hate people just on existence. The plants are angry all the time and they fuck you up in a number of unpleasant ways.
Except this one.
That's an exception, not the norm.
Exactly.
That's because that's not the tree
Nice,
that's not the tree that causes you intense fear and horrific mental anguish just by touching it.
The tree of misery and anguish.
No, that tree's beautiful. I
Huh?
love it.
Also, sorry for intruding.
I really
I
meant
feel
that.
bad that I keep intruding on your important talks. Anyways.
Okay.
No, intrude more.
Do
It's
you,
fun. It had
No,
to
I don't want
something
to.
happen, or is it
No,
just
do it.
No, she would.
the feeling of the day?
I'm fine.
It's a very lovely tree.
I see.
I've been on my feet all day and I'm tired.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that'd probably do it.
No one knew where you were, so
see
I
it?
How
went
you doing
looking just in
alright?
case, 'cause I was a bit worried.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sorry I've been gone for so long.
I'm
I had
going
a
to.
bit of an impulsive decision to go do something.
Look,
and,
apparently I'm the only one seeing
well,
things, so
it
don't worry
required
about
it required me to be gone for a better part of almost 4 days to go down
It's
back.
for being gone. What?
Oh, I'm
Ow.
sorry.
You know, it's
I wasn't
much
aw-
better to get that checked
I wasn't
out.
aware that
I'm
you.
supposed to be
Says
rude.
you.
I wasn't aware you were my
Not
keeper,
Yeah,
and that you.
and I'm
could-
monopolizing it.
I'm not, but I'm sad.
I'm
We're
sorry.
all fucking sad, alright?
Damn.
Well.
We're monopolizing it.
So what you're saying is cause
Don't
some
you
cause
Everyone
of
tell Ori
chaos.
he's amazing right now. Ori, you're
Okay.
amazing.
Ori would
I'm gonna go cry.
monopolize sadness.
Oh, it's amazing.
You're terrible.
Get out of the goddamn.
Grab his horns. Grab his horns.
All right. Do any of you know where Jonquil is?
Oi.
Where do you wander off
Who?
to?
You're a piece of shit and you're good at it.
Jonquil?
No idea.
Who?
Over there. I think.
Over there. What? Oh, you are. You're so right.
a light right now.
Yes.
That one.
The very same.
This way.
Okay.
I got him.
Why do you?
I got him.
What the? Huh? Huh?
I've returned from
Wait.
figuring
Okay.
out the logistics.
Oh. Sorry, I took a walk to clear my head.
Well, I guess before we go into that, are you feeling better?
Did you want me to come?
Yeah, kind of.
This is not really something that
If it's
needs,
for
and
the-
it's well, I guess I can tell you, the general estimate is it might be about maybe a little more than half a day's travel to accomplish that. It would probably basically mean we'd be gone for the better part of the entirety of the day to get there and back.
I see.
If we left early enough, at least. Which is doable, but with how far that is, even with if I ask Anton for blessing to try to discourage any problems, it's still a bit of a fair distance in there. So, like I would say, the current size of the group that we have right now, probably don't want to make it too much bigger, if at all, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be adding anyone else.
Then it should be more than fun.
I can smell colors!
What did they do?
They drugged
I
him.
don't know either.
What a fucked up day.
Man.
Hello.
Help
Lily.
me! Help me! Help! Help! Help me! Help me! Help me!
Lily, help this man. I don't know what he needs help with, but clearly he needs it.
I'm scared. They gave me a thing! They gave me a thing in there and they told me to drink they gave me the drugs. Help.
Oh no.
Why is this giraffe in front of me?
I wasn't involved.
Like,
I'm not involved. What? No.
Why is this tiny giraffe in front of me?
That you walked up to me instead.
I don't think they're really giant.
Jimboblet.
I don't know why you want me to shake your head, but okay.
Well, I'm an alchemist, so people assume when people drug people.
I think they're
It's a
trying to.
nice tiny giraffe.
I think they were pointing at something.
I guess like
Maybe.
as the head of poison, you know, is it like a thing you should know?
Or a meteor coming to kill us all.
Poisons?
Wherever you are, thank you, Lily.
Mostly.
It's you.
And it's fine.
It's you.
What about me?
This is John Bongiorno from the famous traveling bard group.
No, I don't think I'm that. No.
For some reason, everyone's just been infected with the sillies today.
Yesterday was worse. Yesterday was worse.
That said, I also somewhat want to take you up on that offer.
Of course.
Something that they were to try and
Let's go
test
right
on
now before anyone
for
tries to follow us again.
the chimeras, the operation we're going to be doing in the future.
Could probably just, I don't think many people go in here at this hour. I can probably just find a corner in here. Of course, knowing my luck, I'll turn the corner and there'll be like 6 people in here. But well, I guess not. I'm going to just settle up over here. This looks comfortable. So, you heard more or less the, You remember how I said that I brought the journal with me because I wanted to, well, give something to keep my mind occupied while I was, away for so long. Right?
Right.
I had a bit of an impulsive feeling about, well, 4 days ago at this point, that I wanted to check up on somewhere that I hadn't really seen in a long while. And the idea of doing it kind of terrified me. It was, the reason why I was gone so long, which is why I wasn't able to follow up with you on, helping with the cursing sooner than that, which I apologize.
No, it's perfectly fine. You come first.
I tried to retrace my steps through the Vale, and with my memories coming... In a way, my own memories were a bit faded when I came here as well, and through a number of various happenings, I've started to remember more about who I was in the past and what happened to get me there. And I had also remembered where it was that I used to live. It was something along the line, practically almost, I'd say at this point about 30, maybe almost 31 years ago. I wasn't even really fully an adult yet when I left there, but a part of me got curious to see if it looked anywhere the same that it was when I last was there, and if there was anyone still there that I might vaguely remember. Grown up, of course. People change a lot in several decades. It was a sight, and I didn't even really approach it. I actually... When I got close enough, I honestly panicked and couldn't really leave the tree line to go out towards there because I was afraid of if anyone would recognize me. Part of me wanted to be recognized, part of me didn't. Because, well, what they remember is a much younger person with much less tree-ish features. But also, if they did recognize me, I would be afraid to see if they remember, well, anything back then.
You fear what they may think of you?
I don't know if they would have been happy that I left or sad, or rather that I disappeared. The whole reason that I ended up in the Vale and turned into, well, one of its keepers is, at least to my own perspectives, that I had grown to become a bit of a burden to the village there. that I had convinced myself that they'd be better off, they would have less problems if I just removed myself. Made myself someone else's problem or just disappeared entirely. And so I did the one thing that they always taught you never to do, which was go in there alone. Well, in most cases, go in there at all. And by the time I started to think maybe I made a bad idea, I couldn't remember how to get home anymore. Every time I tried to turn another way, it seemed like I kept getting deeper and deeper in there. And eventually, I couldn't even remember what home was. Or anything else. The only reason I really kept in my mind was a very lucky meeting with a dear friend who is in some ways gone now. Gone but not dead, but in every way it feels like they are. Part of me wanted to go back to see if there was any possibility that there would be a way to even see home again. If I could even call it that at this point. This is probably as much of a home as I'm going to get, and it's... I feel like I told you before, where I feel like I don't really feel at home here or there half the time. There was somebody nearby the edge of that. Vaguely, I feel like I remember them. I think they were around my age when I chose to leave. I could have sworn that they were looking out there and that they might have made eye contact with me, and in a panic, I basically bolted and didn't look back. Because out of anybody, they were the one I least wanted to hear if they were happy or sad that I was gone. For all I know, he might head somewhat in that direction, but fortunately, it's a village on the edge of the Vale, and we're going to the Deep Vale, so I won't have to think about it too much, but all this talk of going places to remember things just reminded me why I went out there in the first place. It was productive. At least we now have a place we might be able to go to.
I'm definitely not one who is most helpful when it comes to this kind of thing. I don't have memories for certain, but I can tell this at least. The more you keep questioning and the more you try and figure out if you do have a home or not, the more you're never going to get an answer. You may fear it, but you'll never feel that relief or that acceptance if you don't at least try and see them again.
I suppose I don't know what would be worse, having been completely forgotten, or being remembered, and for better or worse, if they freak out because of what I've become.
They might also cherish you.
There's that, I suppose.
You call a lot of what you are negative things. What I see is just nature raw and in its best form.
I tried to come to terms with it, but it was one of those things where the more I started to remember and the more I realized that I wasn't always this way, because for a while to my own perceptions, this was just how I always was. I had no problem with it back then, but remembering that I used to be someone so completely different makes it a bit of a... It recontextualizes a lot of things. It makes it doesn't feel natural. That I wasn't supposed to be like this. It makes me miss who I was. Even if I was
In a
so
strange
ready to
way,
throw
I
my
feel the
life
same.
away. I mean, I clearly was willing to throw my life away, or at least, as I imagine that younger me probably conflated disappear with hope that something crawled out of the woods and just made it quick. It's been so long that I don't even fully remember what it was that I had myself in such a tizzy over. For all I know, it may not have really been all that important if I can't remember, but... Well, negative emotions don't exactly have a tendency to, help you with remembering things too well.
No, but negative or not, memories or not, you are yourself currently. It doesn't matter what you were in the past or anything. But it's eating you away. You want to know, but you're afraid.
I guess it's more just wanting closure, if there. Closure to see if... I guess remembering makes me somewhat hope that maybe they have been trying to look all this time, they just didn't know where to look. But it's
It might
also
have.
been so long.
Might have not, but you're never going to feel at all anything. You're never going to feel where your home is until you actually get that kind of closure.
You're right.
And hey, you're not alone. Even if they don't accept you, I will. And certainly all of Leefside will. You can have faith in that.
That they certainly have. I still don't fully understand it myself sometimes, even though I've lived here long enough that I've gotten swept up into the crazy nature that this place exudes on a daily basis.
I think all the most people who feel like they don't have a home or feel strange, out of place, definitely fit here.
It's...
And hey, I have to say...
it's something.
You don't really look strange. Or...
Thank you.
Yes.
I won't lie, there's a small part of me that wonders how I would have looked grown up if I had just stayed home all that time. There's a lot that changes as a dryad grows, that, as they come to age and everything. I feel like part of what maybe facilitates so much of a change was that I was not fully done growing myself. Like I said, I wasn't even fully an adult yet.
Maybe the Vale, gave you its own version of it.
More than likely. The process is a very unique one. It's The closest equivalent I could say is what happens when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly within a cocoon. Except maybe not quite as drastic at times. I've seen it happen from the outside at least once. If you've seen Snowbell wandering around, she went through a similar process, except much more recently.
Oh. That's why she's got all those flowers in her hair.
She used to be... She used to be more of a lichen. She would change or get affected by the full moon, and from the sounds of it, she still does, but the nature of which it happens now, she doesn't change into another form. It seems like it just makes her more energetic and bigger. Did you just hear a meowing noise for some reason?
No.
I'm going insane. Okay. But she, on one of the larger trips into the Vale, where practically almost everybody in town was involved in one way or another, something happened to her that resulted in that what happened to me to happen to her. Although fortunately, I think due to the unique circumstances that she was able to be watched over, it basically left her more or less the same person, just much more, nature-y. I was less lucky in that regard, but I wasn't alone. But, as crazy as it sounds, it would make more sense if you met the person that was behind it. The only one that I had to talk to out there was effectively a relic that looked like a metal flower, that while I was near it, I could hear somebody's voice talking to me and keeping me comfort as well. My entire life got rewritten. She was a lovely person. Still is, but she is, as far as I can tell, unless something happens to pull them apart, they're basically gone. They gave themselves up to stabilize the man named Wolfric that leads the guard now, I believe. A lot of things that piece themselves together, but in a roundabout way, I guess it's because of how much that changes one. That's what has me afraid to go back there, because the last thing I want is to try to go there just to even see how things have changed over the years and face rejection. Because that would be the final nail in the coffin. That would really, truly make me feel like well, don't belong anywhere.
Hey, you do belong here. He belongs right here. In Leefside, if anything. You belong around me and the others.
I'm trying to get myself to come around to that. It's still a bit of a reflex. When I first came here, I had intended to be here for maybe a matter of a few days, get what I came here for, and then go back into the Vale never to be seen again. And that obviously didn't work out the way I intended to, because I'm still here. even after coming across what it was that I was looking for. It's a little bit
Well,
hypocritical
maybe-
of me. Because I tell people that they shouldn't
Maybe
feel...
you were looking for something else now. Or you found something else that you never knew you needed.
Probably. It's sad,
Hmm.
really. I'm really great at telling people that they shouldn't be ashamed of who they are and that they belong here, yet when it comes to me trying to tell that sort of thing to myself, I can't seem to convince myself of it as well as I can other people. I'm able to help everybody
It's hard to
else
accept
except
yourself.
me.
It can be hard to accept who you are and what you've become. But having faith to know that there are others who accept you as you are is enough. You won't need to worry about what you are, because they don't care. They just like you for who you are.
Yeah.
Besides, if I have to be a little honest, when I first saw you, I thought I was looking at
Oh, I think I remember you making. I remember the words. It's You don't need to. It's fine. But thank you all the same.
Right.
I'm just glad that I came across you when I did. Even with how close you ended up to town, you still could have very easily doubled back when you came to otherwise.
Yeah, without you, I probably would have been lost to the Vale forever.
Yeah. And who knows what would have happened then? Well, I have a couple of ideas, but I'm happy it turned out this way at least, since it seems like you're finding the right group of people to help you sort through the missing pieces. I guess...
I hope I can become that for you at least.
Are you afraid of what you might find when we go to that tower?
Just like you, I'm conflicted. But the fear of not knowing who I am, not having that conclusion, eats at me more. I want to know, even if it hurts. Because not knowing feels worse.
It's like looking in a goddamn mirror. Saying everything that I don't want to tell
isn't
myself. Fair enough, I suppose. And knowing how these things tend to go, it's probably not going to give all the answers, or the more likely answer, it's going to do the thing of it answers one question but leaves you with 3 more. But
Doesn't everything?
maybe it will be a step in the right direction. Even if nothing's found
And
out
whenever
there.
you're willing to take that step for yourself, I hope I can help you then.
I imagine you probably could. If anything, you might find the place rather beautiful. It's not much, but they do take a fair bit of pride in blurring the boundary between the Vale and the land that they live in. It's very flush with all sorts of life. That I was happy to see hadn't changed when I went out there. Honestly, I think that would have been the thing that would have broken my heart the most. Short of not finding it where I remember it. But I guess that was what was on my mind, was trying to sort through feelings of what could have been and where to even go with it.
Well, that's a decision you have to make for yourself, and when you're ready. But for now, you at least know you have somewhere to be, someplace that you find your home, whether or not it feels like it.
There's a difference between the place that you live and the place that feels like home. I'm still trying to figure out how to bridge that gap a little bit. And I'm sure if I told this to a few key people in town, they would be laying into me right away, saying that I have every reason to already know the answer to that, but sometimes it's not
It's hard to accept it.
as simple of an answer. Or it is, and exactly. Being told an answer when it's not one that you want to believe or want to accept, because if it was that easy of an answer, then all this anguishing over it would feel a lot silly, wouldn't it? Because
Not entirely, no. Because it's your conflict. It's something you are still struggling with. You left somewhere and lost something. So you don't know where you stand.
I guess at the end of the day, I just wanted to mean something. That it wasn't just a highly overblown mistake of a child that led to a life of not really feeling rooted down anywhere.
Well, think about this. No matter the path people take, no matter what they do, fate has always driven in people's hand, right?
Given how I
Maybe-
survived out there, you're probably more right than you realize on that.
Yeah.
If I hadn't found
And maybe it was sort of fate to be here.
If I hadn't found her, and then subsequently lost them, I would not have found my way here. And probably I would either not be alive, or the tiniest, quietest part of me, buried deep under so many other things, would probably wish that I wasn't. Because that's the sad reality of what happens to most people that go through what I did. They don't retain themselves. I've seen others like that. I actually watched as people from this town struck them down without even realizing what they were, but couldn't exactly hold it against them. They were kind of trying to kill them. So, self-defense and all that.
Yeah.
It's one of those moments where it makes you worry. What's the difference between me and them, other than the fact that I can speak with them coherently? And you start asking yourself a lot of unfair questions about how people actually see you. 'Cause for a while I felt very much like I was tolerated here rather than, well, liked by people. And it mostly came down to the fact that every time something happened with somebody having an issue with the Vale or whatnot, they'd come running to me expecting an explanation for what happened, as if I had something to do with it. They've gotten better about it now. I think it was mostly because they've banded together to sort out their own problems there. So they don't need to rely on me to do that for them. Which is good.
You don't have to feel burdened by anything that happens in the Vale. The people who are similar to you in the Vale, they're not you. You're your own person. And you're definitely stronger than you realize.
In some ways. I could certainly stand to be much stronger in a few key areas. Or maybe not strong, but resilient would be a better word.
That's something everyone wants. It's hard to achieve something like that. People build up their own defenses against it.
I suppose. It's something I don't often let myself think about too much. Usually it doesn't even cross my mind, it's just I've had nothing to think about except that and the several days trek it was to get back here. That's how far away from home I ended up being. Or I just haven't found a good path that takes me there quicker, but the Vale's large, I'm sure you know that.
Yeah.
It's scary to think about how far away I ended up from there. Even over how many years it was, it's no wonder they never found me. If they were looking.
Not to mention the Vale has so many entrances.
And to go in one is to risk never coming back out, at least for a long while. In some cases, people will eventually find their way, but the time that it's spent for them is so long that it takes them countless days, weeks sometimes, to recover from the experience. That's why most people are more than willing to take the extra time to travel the long way when going from places like the Empire down to, well, areas around here, because the most direct way is through the Vale, but you may end up spending more time there than if you'd just gone around. Hence why that was one of the first things that I had asked you when I found you, was if you remembered where you were coming from.
I still don't have a clear answer on that one.
Honestly, it may not ultimately matter. It may just have been a matter of circumstance in terms of when you ended up here and what drove it. It doesn't matter either. You're here, you're mostly healthy. The curse kind of takes some
I'd like to
points away
think
from
I'm...
that.
Okay, yeah, maybe. Just a little bit.
We're working on it. But either way, I do feel a little bit better after actually shared it with somebody.
It's good to talk things out after all. Keeping it bottled up is never going to help you.
Honestly, I think you're the first person I've really ever told that to. I hadn't really given myself much room to think about it ever for a long while, and well, it's not exactly something one easily just brings up in casual conversation. Most people usually don't want to be suddenly subjected to that kind of topic, and I don't blame them. I guess I appreciated having the permission to talk about it by being invited to open up. Otherwise, I imagine I just would have stewed for a while, and then I would have likely done the dumb thing and just bottled it back up and not acted on it again.
Hey, if you're gonna need one of these chats, I'm always here.
I'll keep that in mind. I do find you easier to talk to than, well, a good number of people here.
Probably because either of them are explosive, going through something, or I don't know.
They're either an asshole, they're going through something, and therefore they can't focus on it, or they do not know how to cut the silly for at least 5 minutes when it wouldn't kill them to. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind it when people are feeling whimsical, but there are some things that you don't want to just have a joke made out of. This was definitely one of them.
I would call them more just silly. Whimsical is more of a magical vibe. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's you again.
You're certainly one of the larger dust bunnies I've seen. That one's which one?
Ah, you've been eating some of those.
Moot.
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 I see.
Moot.
Well, hello, Moot.
Moot.
M-O-O-T.
Moot.
Hi, Cass.
Evening.
I hope you've been well. However well
There's nothing to be
is
nervous
for you.
about. It would be a curse. Yeah, good enough. Not in any particular pain.
Chris just likes to make his jokes. He's not going to do anything new.
That's good to hear.
And if he does,
I mean,
he can do stuff to you.
I'll scare him.
Yes.
Everyone can do something to someone.
I think I
Depends
might
exactly who.
take my leave for the time being, but with the time frame that I gave you in mind, I'd probably see about looking to figure out what you might need to bring for what would basically be a full day trip.
Yeah.
May not rush it either, but
How are you doing?
I will,
Question mark. It's
No worries, no need to rush.
I will help you with it once we feel comfortable enough to go do it.
Just walking around. The
And I will always help you if need be.
Of course, and thank you for hearing me.
You just
out.
visibly see soot and stuff just coming off of him.
Really
like,
do appreciate
I
it.
kinda
always
like a small
will.
cloud.
Goodness gracious.
So I probably will not see you again for the remainder of the night, so have a good night. I hope that
You too.
can get some rest and that what we did today to try to deal with the stuff doesn't make it hard to sleep.
Nah.
Alright. Good night.
Have a good night.
You as well. Guys, I think I ship it. think I ship it. Like, not even ironically. I think I ship this. Oh my. I'm not even doing it on purpose. It's just, it's. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how else to put it. I think I'm shipping it. What John Quill said when they first met. Well, it wasn't exactly when they first met, but it was one of their earliest conversations that same day. He said that he looked at her and kind of mistook her for a forest goddess. Which was to basically say that he thought she looked like that level of beautiful, and it completely stun-locked her for a second, because like she was not prepared to have someone say that to her. And of course made her hair immediately erupt into flowers, because you know that's what happens when she blushes. And now they have like this really awkward like will they won't they already